You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love.
Oh, I put the wrong thing up. Start as you mean to go on, Siobhan. Start as you mean to go on. Hello there. Welcome to the Flash and Bloke podcast. One man on a lonely platform, one case sat by his side, two eyes staring fixed and silent, shows fear as he turns to hide. And with me, we have Eddie.
Hello.
And Brian.
Hi.
Good, right. I'm glad we're clear on all that. We normally start this off by doing, how's your week been? We're going to do it slightly differently. Same thing, but just a bit different. Do we want to start sad and end up happy, or do the happy stuff and end up sad?
Let's do the sad stuff first. Let's get
Let's do the sad songs say so much.
Yes.
Say that 3 times quickly.
Sad songs say so much. Sad songs say so much. Sad songs say so much.
See? Bloody robot! I told you! Anyway. Careful, Icarus. Yeah, so that's my week then. I'm sorry, folks. I need to vent. And you're a very good outlet for it, because you never answer back, ever. Oh, well, Eddie's doing a thing.
We're going to run.
I'm going to get comfy.
Yeah. This isn't a rant. This is a vent.
No, go for it.
Let's start with the French. The French saga? The fence saga. Okay. Man came round when he was supposed to on Tuesday morning. Didn't knock at the door, but I heard him through the window on the phone saying there was bugger all he could do, and he cleared off after 5 minutes. I then got a text from them saying they'd be back on the 17th of June. That wasn't good enough, I'm afraid. So I phoned up the surveyor to say it wasn't good. Well, I sent him a text. He wasn't. He was off, basically, and he's a nice bloke. Fair dues to him. Following day, totally out of the blue, knock at the door. Now, I move rather slowly. So if I was to stop, I was in bed at the time. If I was to stop, get dressed, then go to the door, by the time that happens, they'd be gone. So normally what I do is I go to the front door, open it a little crack, say, hang on, give me 2 seconds, 2 minutes, and I'll be right with you. Did that. Why? Well, I've just had to come straight from bed. Well, that's bloody stupid, isn't it? And he started effing and moaning, and I thought, I'll just get some clothes on. Went and got clothes on, opened the door, and he's still effing and blinding at me, swearing at me, everything else like that. And then he storms off. And I'm there going, what the hell just happened? Put in an official complaint, blah, 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 blah. So that's the fence saga for this week. The following day, I think, knock at the door. It was my delivery of part of my prescription from the chemist. And that's another thing. They've taken nearly 3 weeks to sort my prescription out, the doctors, and they still haven't done it right. And the queues at the post office are getting longer. Have you noticed that? And policemen, they're getting younger.
Getting older.
They're getting older. Are you aging backwards?
No. Benjamin Button.
Right. And so anyway, just as I opened the door to the poor woman, this monster of a dog from nowhere, and literally it was open the door, bang, and this dog just came in and immediately sunk its jaws around my Trixie dog's head. She starts. I've never heard her make noises that she was making. Managed to get the dog off. All I've got is the owner swearing blind at me from behind me. Walks off, no apology, nothing. So I'm shaken up. Trixie, well, I had to take her to the vet. That was a £100 bill. It gets better, but it gets worse, unfortunately. Unfortunately, when that happened, one of my cats got scared off, and he hasn't returned home since. It's been 3 days now, and I'm desperately worried, and I'm heartbroken, because I've no idea what's happened to him. That's my Mosh. He's the one you often hear in the background yowling. Yeah. I keep looking out the window hoping I'll see him. Silly, really. So, yeah, there's that. Then I was out looking for Mosh, and this little girl came up to me and said, "Is your dog all right?" Did you see what happened? It was my dog that did it. Oh. Can I speak to your mama, please? Just tell me where you live and I'll... She took me to where she lives. I'm looking at the front door right now, just across from me. So I'm going to play it cool. I'm not going to go and have a go at her or anything else like that. There's no point. She's not the sort of person that would do any good with. She's the sort of person who wants an argument. So I'm going to put a polite letter through her door informing her that, well, I'm afraid she's got a vet bill to pay. Or rather, she's going to have to pay me, because I've had to pay the vet bill. And also, my cat has gone missing since the attack. Please, could she keep an eye out for it? So, there was that. And so I've had a really shit week, and then something happened this evening that was just basically I'm already on the floor and somebody kicked me in the gut. So I've had a shit week. Brian. Make it happy, Brian.
I put together 2 more bookcases, and now I have room for all my Transformers.
Yay!
As you will see, the shelf.
Are you using blue tack on the feet this time?
Yes.
Yes, because what happens when you don't use blue tack on the feet, Brian? Do you want to tell us?
I have to reassemble them.
Because they fall over, don't they?
I don't know why it fell over.
It's called gravity, Brian, for fuck's sake. I know we invented it, but...
for months. It had never moved for months, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Lulling you into a false sense of security. Was it a Decepticon by any chance?
Half of it.
I'm sorry.
Half of it was.
Okay.
I laughed. The toaster laughed. It was a good time.
What about you, Eddie? Even though we can't hear
And
you,
you're mute.
you've muted yourself again.
There we go. Sorry, I was listening intently. All I was going to say is, if you don't be careful with your Transformers, we'll be substituting them for GoBots, Brian. So just you've been warned. Or you've got GoBots. Tell me he's got GoBots. There we go. You bet me to it.
I got a GoBot. That's right.
Right, we've got to put our heads together and come up with something. I'm sorry.
I thought I had him with the GoBots.
I should have known.
He's like, he's always one ahead. He's always one ahead. This week, so I'm going to start off with the bad stuff as well. So, religious bigotry in Glasgow raised its head again. So, again, I'm not going to go into teams and stuff like that, but West of Scotland, Glasgow, it's a worry. So, one football team defeats another football team to win a cup, and we've got riots, police in the street, and businesses windows smashed, bad behaviour. People from the same supporters group fighting each other, riot horses, riot police. So that was yesterday in Glasgow, and again, because one team beats another team, but underlying behind it all, it's a Catholic Protestant religious bigotry thing. That's the absolute worst of living in the west of Scotland. Conversely, earlier on in the week though,
yes,
it's the absolute best.
We were cheering,
So
some of us.
So you have two immigrants who the immigration police turn up to the community, going to take them away from their family. The community, Glaswegian community, absolutely rallies round these two guys. Surround, albeit all with their masks on, everything done meticulously
And
well.
peacefully.
And peacefully. Nothing was hurt.
Yeah.
It surrounded the van and would not disperse until the two people were left out the car and allowed to go back to their families. So,
Which they were.
On the one hand, I'm not saying that there is no racism in Glasgow, because that would be naive, but we can do things like that make me so proud, and then spoil it all over religious bigotry and football teams raising
Human beings, man.
Yeah. In the space of 1 week. So,
I cheered about that thing, and I mean, I have got a sneaky suspicion that 4:00 tomorrow morning, those men will be deported.
Yeah.
We won't hear about it for a couple of weeks, and then it'll be, men who have now been deported. Let's not talk about Israel and Palestine, except to say that at least one of the hosts of this show most definitely supports Palestine. Leave it like that. Okay. Unless you wish to comment, I don't want to comment for you two. It's not my place to. Okay, good. Righty-ho. I stress to say I don't care what the religion of the country doing the naughty stuff is. It's the fact they're doing the naughty stuff. They could be Christian, they could be Hindu, they could worship Bod. If they acted the way they
They
acted.
could worship the flying spaghetti monster.
Exactly. I don't care about the religion. It's the behaviour.
Hold a minute. Flying spaghetti monster. Sorry.
That's what the Jewish space laser is for.
No,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
This household, we support the flying tagliatelle monster. So
Oh no!
Oh. This is kind of like the duck and rabbit.
And here
Well,
I am
this means
preaching for
war.
Bod. Or the dude. You see, I've got a schism in myself here. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to have a
Sort this out.
crusade.
Yeah.
We'll have a crusade. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
Okay,
sort
now
it out.
picturing that in my head. It's some interesting thoughts. I'll be honest with you. What a shit week. Anyway, we're here. This is what
Yeah.
we look forward to each week.
Oh, interesting news.
Yes.
Looks like King George's long-term plan has come to fruition.
I was going to mention, now Brian came up with a brilliant theory last night, one I salute. Please, Brian, take it away.
Well, since Prince Harry, a citizen of England and part of the royal family, has married Meghan, who is American, they have a son, Archie, who is now an American citizen and therefore totally. Totally.
Yes, I've just seen that as well. It's a case
Yeah,
of, okay.
it's like that's a long post. Totally legal for him to become president and welcome us back into the empire.
King George's long-term plan.
King George's long-term plan,
genius.
Order 1776.
Genius. And he's muted himself again.
And you're mute again.
Nope. No.
Right, sorry.
Yes!
I didn't even press the mute button. Didn't even press it.
He says this. Yeah. You might be barrowmaning it. Let's just...
No, you're not.
We're not mentioning that, by the way. Yeah, we've moved on.
Yeah, we're staying far away from that one.
Because there's new controversy in the world of BBC Television's Doctor Who. Back in 2014, the BBC released some guidelines for fans on fan projects, but they haven't really enforced them. They just started to enforce them. And there's a hoo-ha, because Doctor Who fandom has always been incredibly creative, and the BBC has never stomped on them. But there's been the occasional thing they've had no choice but to. But in general, it's been encouraged. When you look at the series on the television at the moment, so many people working on it, and I don't just mean the writers, we're talking behind the scenes as well, were inspired to do what they do because of Doctor Who. And they do fan stuff. I mean, come on, Rob Sherman, Paul Cornell, Mark Gatiss, they were writing fan fiction. Apparently you could write your fan fiction, you just can't publish it anywhere. And you can't do your own fan films. So basically they're shooting fandom, which is ridiculous because fandom bloody well kept the show alive.
Live.
So, yeah, I don't know how that's going to work out, but there's a lot of very disgruntled people. I mean, we're okay. We don't use clips. We don't do that. A lot of people reverse clips and they only put them on for about 2 or 3 seconds just to be on the
How
safe
is
side.
that going to affect Dominic?
I don't know. It's a shame he's not here tonight to talk about it, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm a little worried now.
Well, it's the audio stuff. I mean, there's so... If they actually try and go for the audio stuff, they'll be there until the crack of doom. Because we were doing... I mean, well, look. Audio stuff really started with the audio visuals back in the 80s.
All I
which
can
became
say
Big
is
Finish.
I have some torches and pitchforks left over from last summer here. I can send them over.
Yeah. It might be like that. But I mean, the amount of audios, fan audios that have been done, and have been remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. Damn audios. Doctor Who crossover adventures. I mentioned the ones I've been in. Sorry, go on.
Didn't Brig Finish actually sprout from fan
Yes, from
audios?
audio visuals.
Yeah.
And this is their way of dealing with the new media, to stamp down on it without realising actually it's this that trains the next generation, that inspires them.
They have some very old-minded people now running the show.
I don't think it's the show
Well,
itself. It's the BBC.
Well, okay, not the show. I'm sorry. I meant the BBC.
I don't think they're old-minded people. I think we're talking your media-savvy, lawyered-up PR people, brand people.
Oh, Jesus.
You know,
That's
who
just
haven't
worse.
got the faintest idea what the actual show's about or what the fandom's like. That's what I
That's
think.
like 10 times as worse.
Have you ever seen a program called W1A?
No.
Okay. Do you remember, Eddie might remember this, I don't know, a program called 2012. It's a spoof documentary about the organisation of the 2012 Olympic Games.
Olympics, yeah, I remember that.
Okay. When that finished, they then did W1A, which was the same thing, but set at the BBC, about how the BBC deals with problems and, you know, how their plans for the future are. It is brilliant. It's narrated by David Tennant, Brian, so you'll like that. And it's just joyous because you look at this and you think that is the BBC nowadays. You know, you don't have old men in tweed with pipes walking in and out of each other's offices. Admittedly, it would be nice if we had women in tweed smoking pipes walking in and out of each other's offices, but I still say that the best way of running the BBC, it may not have been the most efficient, but the best way was in the 70s. It really was. Nowadays, it's all committees and focus groups and... I mean, what's it? Ricky Gervais. I don't like Ricky Gervais. There's only one thing I've enjoyed him doing, and that was a program called Derek.
He was good in Ocean's 11.
Not seen it, I'm sorry.
Not a fan of him.
No, but the one thing that... And I've forgotten what I was going to say.
Derek, the one thing you liked him in was
Oh, no, he wasn't in Ocean's 11.
Extras.
I'm sorry.
Extras, that's right. Extras, the program Extras. Where his character had come up with a really good idea for a sitcom. Took it to the BBC, and they turned it into this terrible, racist sitcom that he was just so wholeheartedly embarrassed about. You know, this was his pride and joy, and look what they did to my song, Ma, basically. Oh, that's an old. So,
Well, the
leading to
problem with
David
Richard
Bowie
is-
singing a song about him, which was quite funny.
He seems to be more mean than funny.
Yes, he was at the forefront of the mean stretch of comedy that started out. Jimmy Carr's another one. It's just we're going to pick on somebody and be mean about them because it's funny. And it's a case of this is schoolyard stuff. You know? I suppose it's a sort of reaction to the observational comedy about it. What's milk about then? Eh? I don't know.
Is it blue?
I get the feeling he's not going to be asked to present any award ceremonies in America for a while.
Yeah.
Apparently the last time he went a little bit silly. Didn't
And
see
spun
it.
a whole lot of memes.
Didn't see it. Don't like Ricky Gervais, so there we go. So there was that. So we've covered the Doctor Who controversy for this week.
There'll be more next week. Give us time.
Do you know, I wouldn't be at all surprised.
There's
'Cause
always more
there was a
next week.
rumour, and I apologise to people if this is a spoiler, but there was a rumour Barrowman was appearing in episode 2 of the new series. And if they
I'm good
pulled
with
him
that.
from Time Fracture, if they've pulled him from Big Finish,
just a matter of time, isn't it?
would they be able to get away? Because I guarantee you it's the BBC who's turned round and said both to Time Fracture and to Big Finish, cut him. Cut him from the
Yeah.
brand.
I am not condoning anything that he did, right? Because what he did was childish, wrong, just absolutely wrong, right? But do we live in a world now where people aren't allowed to make mistakes?
I
Are we
think
allowed?
part of the problem is he's made the mistakes, he apologised for the mistakes, then just carried on.
Did them again?
I think that's the problem. It should have been a case of, okay, didn't realise that was wrong, I'll stop it. Then people would have gone, yeah, all right, fair enough. But he didn't. I said we weren't going to talk about this. What really pisses me off is they've cancelled that Big Finish Torchwood with the 10th Doctor.
Right?
That was going to be their anniversary thing. And I at the very least, I hope they release it as a download. I do. I mean, they didn't when Twatface, what's his name? James Dreyfus, who they brought in as the Master for a couple of stories. When he kicked off with his transphobic nonsense and this, that, and the other, and threatening to take Big Finish to court, they still released the ones he'd recorded. They're not going to employ him ever again, but they released what he'd recorded. So I'm wondering why they haven't done that with Barrowman. You know? Cyber Lord 102. So, watched 10 regenerate and I'm crying. Well, you've only got yourself to blame, haven't you? You
Wait
knew
until
what
you
was
see
going to
11.
happen. Well, technically, she has just watched 11. Actually, 12 regenerate.
I'll regenerate.
Yeah, 12. That's actually,
Yeah.
that's 12. That is, I don't want to go. Yeah, that's 12 regenerating into 13.
Yeah.
This no whole, well, I say that.
Does it really matter anymore? The whole number.
That's
series
just
is-
it. It's fucked my number.
Yeah,
Curse you,
yeah.
Chibnall. I had a brilliant numbering system going.
Our numbering system was fine. Okay, maybe a hiccup with the War Doctor, but still.
No. He was classed as number 9. He was classed as number 9, 9th incarnation of that Time Lord. That's where we put him. 10, Mr. Vanity decided there best be 2 of him. I am reminded very much of Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, where Kirk meets a shapeshifter and kisses her. She turns into Kirk. And he's like, I kissed you. I must have made your life's dream come true. Which is great. I like that line. Yeah. So hang on. So 10 is technically 11 and 12.
Yes.
Was the War Doctor as well?
Oh, Cyberlord 102, my sweet summer child. You need to go further back for decent Cybermen. Chibnall Cybermen were actually quite good in comparison to some of the modern Cybermen. But I'm afraid you will never, and I mean never, ever beat the originals. Sorry.
Until you watch some guy with a silver sock on his head.
That's
and a pink-
acting.
pink
That's
balls.
acting. Notice how, with that sock over his head, he's managing to emote the fact he's got no emotions. Genius. That should have at least been worth a BAFTA.
Sock acting. It's a long lost art.
Sock
It's
acting.
a long lost art.
Do you remember
It is.
Ragtime with Fred Harris? That he had sock puppet.
Oh,
Sherry Lewis and Lammykins, or whatever her name was.
It's a long
Lamb chop.
it's-
Sock
Cherry Lewis and
acting.
Lapshot.
yeah.
At least,
Sock act.
look. The flag is being carried by the Scottish Falsetto Sock Puppet Theatre, which are fucking brilliant, quite frankly. In chat, I love the no, you see, we got a problem here. Are they Mondasians or Mondasians?
That's
So let's call the whole thing off.
I will slap you. Somehow, I will slap you. I'll get Sinister to invent something.
That's okay. That's okay. Wait till I kill Ben Grimm again.
Playing the wrong game for that. Technically,
Oh, no,
though,
we're
right
not.
at the moment, we're not.
Mine's on fire.
Uh-huh.
Mine's on fire.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Eddie doesn't know what's coming yet.
Should we tell? Should we tell
No,
them?
we haven't discussed what this week's Doctor Who, have we? And we normally don't mention it until we've done that, and then we say, well, next week we'll be looking at.
Okay.
Prolong the agony. Let's just.
No, I'm just sticking to our format, Eddie. We have a format.
Believe it or not, there is a format. There's not much of a plan.
Hang on a
But
second.
there is a format.
I think you dropped the L from that. It's a floor mat
Format.
for the floor plan.
Ah.
Which one? From Resolution or Revolution? Because I thought the ones from the latest one, Revolution of the Daleks, I thought they looked superb. Not good enough to be a permanent replacement, but for that little thing, they worked. And again, for Resolution, it worked in the context it was there for. But it was never going to be a permanent replacement. It was just a one-off because the story demanded it, basically. That's what I think, anyway. So, yeah. There's that. Hey, tell you what, let's do what we came here for, shall we? Hang on a moment. You're going to like this bit. This is a clever bit. Are you ready? All right. And now, from the worlds of BBC Television's Doctor Who, it's Doctor Who! Thank you, Cyberlord. So do I. And I made it. Yes, I'm using...
Just impressed you did the voice.
Eh, what? Which voice is that?
The intro
no,
voice.
None of that. No, you
No.
can't do that because you'll get us into bother.
Oh,
Stop
God, I
that.
can't do
You get us
Hartnell
in
anymore.
trouble now.
I can't do Hartnell anymore. Oh, my God. What will I do?
Can you get away with it? Because technically Hartnell's now been usurped by the other fella.
Hang on a
So-
second. No. I do Hartnell, but I play him as one of these other characters like, I don't know, Sergeant Major Bullymore from the Army game.
There you go.
Or Old Dad from The Sporting Life.
Oh, Sergeant from Carry On Sergeant.
Ow, 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 ow. One of my
Oh, dear,
cats
I
is
think the
still
cat-
here.
cat- Yeah.
I'm down to
And making
5.
needle.
himself the
Pins and
presence
needle.
felt.
If you like Cyberlord, I don't know if it's possible to send private messages on Twitch, but if you can send me a private message for an email address, I will send you that piece of music. More than happy to. So there we go. I'm sorry, I still say with the original theme, choir and cello work brilliantly. Yes, it makes the theme mournful, but we haven't had a mournful version of the theme yet. I'd still love my full-length version of that to go on the telly. That'd be nice. Oh, talking of which, I'm actually talking through a documentary about Delia Derbyshire. It's on BBC Four right now.
Oh.
Good.
But it'll be on the iPlayer. Don't
On the
all rush
iPlayer.
off, please. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I should imagine there'll be a fair bit about Doctor Who, but there's also going to be a hell of a lot more about the woman herself. So after this, when it's on the iPlayer, go and watch it because it's Delia Derbyshire.
Yeah.
What's the other thing? Hang on a second, Cyberlord. It doesn't matter if you're moving if I'm sending you an email, unless you're moving either email providers. It's just a thought here. All I have to do is send you the link or send you the MP3. Actually, I need to find the MP3. I think it's on a hard drive somewhere. It's just that's all the old audio Flash and Blade podcast. Right, good. That helps. Okay. Well, we're here whenever you're ready.
You go nowhere.
Talking of stuff. Do you remember my plucky girl assistant, Jo?
Oh, Joe.
Yeah.
Jo. She's got her own podcast out, and it is out now. It's called The Lunchtime Theory. The first episode discusses Hitchhiker's Guide.
Excellent.
So please look for it in your podcast provider raters. The Lunchtime Theory.
I will be subscribing to that.
All I'm going to say is it's bloody taken her long enough to do this. She had the talent from before she met me, I'll tell you that much. She was something else, that one. She really was. I learnt from her. I learnt a lot about Doctor Who, just from seeing it through her eyes.
Me too. Because that's where I came in, listening to you guys. That's great.
So I just wish her
What
nothing
have you
but...
learned from me and Brian? What have me and Brian taught you about Doctor Who?
But it's very actually easy to just left-click on something and it goes straight on and is streamed out onto the internet. That's essentially what you and Brian have taught me about yourselves and Doctor Who. I'm just saying, is all. It's
I don't know. I feel a moment of pride in this.
That gets you right there.
I've got to get myself a T-shirt with that on for
Yes,
Hooverville.
I need that on a T-shirt.
Oh, Hooverville's on. Hooverville is definitely on now.
September 4th?
Up in Derby.
September 4th?
Yep, up in Derby. I think it's September the 4th, the weekend of September the 4th.
Yep. Saturday, September the 4th.
Yep, we are, hang on a second, we'll be there, Cyberlord. We're going to be there, Eddie and I, from the Friday through to the Sunday. And we're going to head our separate ways on the Sunday, basically. I'm still going to try and sort out transport, because I don't know if Sinister wants to come or not. If Sinister comes, I suspect we'll go up in his car. If not, I'll hire a car. Yeah, I can do that.
Well, if Sinister's come and tell him there's a good meal in it for him as well. So the meal in the night's my treat.
Well, I'll tell him, if you're sure.
Yeah, fine.
All right, okay. Right, we've been asked very quickly because we're still being really crap. Half an hour in and we haven't started what we're supposed to be doing. But we've been asked on the Stolen Earth journey.
We've been far worse before. Far worse.
Yes, anybody would think that they didn't know that we actually just sat here and chatted. Anyway, thoughts on Stolen Earth and Journey's End Supreme. I'm take it you're including Asylum of the Daleks, not Asylum of the Daleks, stupid woman. The Magician's Apprentice and Yumiko. That's a lovely name. We like that. We like Yumiko.
Fantastic name.
That's a good name. Stop it, Brian.
Excellent name.
What?
I said it was excellent.
Look, again, we're talking Captain Jack in this particular instance. It's a case of stop it. Look at him. Look at his little face. It gives me such pleasure. Anyway,
all I have to say is, oh, Spider-Man.
Stop it. Thoughts on the Dalek Supreme from Stolen Earth and Journey's End. That's the big red one with the extra braces around the side of its head, of its neck section. What do we think? Hello, Bopey.
I don't really have any opinion over it. I enjoy it.
You're a Doctor Who fan. You're supposed to have an opinion on everything.
But wasn't Davros in those episodes as well? And I think whenever any time there's Davros is there, the Supreme just becomes moved into kind of like a secondary role.
Hang on a second.
Well,
Let's
the
find
Supreme
out.
was in a secondary role.
Let's just ask, Yumiko, do you mean the character and the way it was used, or do you mean the design?
Design.
Separate thing. Let's just have an awkward pause whilst we wait for the answer. Oh, hang on a moment. Hang on. I've built a robot one out of the 19-inch one. Brian, that sounds like your sort of department. She's talking robots.
This is where you come in.
Yep.
The design and the Dalek itself. Okay.
I think the design's great. I do sometimes feel it's a little silly every time they have a new authority figure. They have to come up with some new Dalek for it. You know, how about having a Dalek that's ongoing and in itself becomes a
bigger,
Moriarty
better,
figure?
new. Yeah. Bigger, better, new.
And
That's
character options do need to sell stuff.
Yeah.
Hence the Teletubby Daleks.
That's why they have the Scout Dalek. That's why they have all the... Yeah.
The Teletubby Daleks. Now let us
super
never talk of
powered
them again.
There is an element of marketing here, isn't it? That they've got to do a
There
redesign.
is.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, that particular Dalek Supreme, not bad. I like the design of it. You know?
Yeah.
And red. We've not had a red Dalek in Doctor Who before. Oh, lots of them flying around in the comic strips and everything else like that, but not in the programme. It would have been funny if he killed Rose. hang on a second. The slaughter of the 9th and 10th and, well, sorry, the 10th and 11th and 12th Doctor's companion, Rose. Would you have found that funny?
I would have been rather disturbed by that. That was...
Right?
If I was watching it the first time, I would have been taken aback by it.
Oh, after a
However,
rewatch.
After
Oh,
our
yeah.
rewatch of it, yeah, killer.
Yeah, no, I've got to
Killer
admit,
twice.
she became so unlikable. And
Yeah.
fair dues to Billy Piper. She did that. Nice piece
It's
of acting.
excellent thing.
Yeah.
Watched and all.
I would have
Absolutely.
cheered if Rose was killed.
Yep, and
That's
Bopey.
excellent thing right there.
Bopey has basically said they would have cheered if Rose was killed. So, we have a psychopathic audience this evening.
I like it. I like
Yeah.
it.
That's because you're from Glasgow. That's normal for you.
Hey, I'm American. This is the Tuesday.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a light Tuesday.
She's not just moany though, Yumiko. She's sorry, Yumiko. She's smug. Her and the 10th/11th, 12th Doctor. They were just a smug.
She's very me all the time.
Yeah, she's a beaker.
All the
She's a beaker.
time.
She's always jealous. When she came back in Journey's End, what about me? I was here first. No, you weren't, madam.
Mhm.
Yes, right. Okay. Ahem. A third Doctor Who, if you like. It's down to you. We've no idea. Well, he's been asked by Brigadier Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart of the United Nations Intelligence Task Force. That's the United Nations Intelligence Task Force. None of this unified nonsense. Thank you very much. Well, basically these scientists have gone missing, so the Brigadier thought, I'll put them all in one building. That'll make it hard. And anyway, he put the Doctor in there to find out what's going on. And they're being nicked and they're being stolen in time by a space knight. So Doctor Who goes back in time, and unfortunately, the eminent virologist, Dr. Lavinia Smith, has stowed away on the TARDIS. All right. It's not Dr. Lavinia Smith. We don't see her for another 8 years. No, it's Sarah Jane Smith, ladies and gentlemen, the very first story featuring her. We watched The Time Warrior last week. And I, frankly, bloody adore it. Robert Holmes finally finding his feet. I mean, he'd done it with Carnival of Monsters, but this is him having a whale of a time. And we get a decent, a good double act, which he became known for with Irongron and Bloodaxe. He introduces the Sontarans, and it's going to sound odd for a clone race, they were perfectly formed. The whole thing is there for them. It's a case of they live for war. That's just it. Hence the point where he goes and watches Irongron attack Sir Edward's castle, just out of interest, to see what would happen. Yep, the Time Warrior. Bloody brilliant. There you go. That's my view on it. Who wants to go first?
Can I jump in quickly, right? Because have a look at chat, right? So we're now celebrating Clara getting killed off.
That's your
As
son,
well we should.
which
Yeah,
means that
well,
she's
that's true.
technically still alive.
As one does.
Yeah, but so just before we carry on, can we keep Sarah Jane? Is it okay that we've kept Sarah Jane? There's no objections in chat to Sarah Jane?
Oh, no.
or-
Everybody loves Sarah Jane.
Plus, to be perfectly honest with you, Sean would hit the fat man behind her. Let's be honest here. Oh, that
Yeah.
reminds me. No complications. That reminds me, young Sean McKenna, dirty politics. Are we allowed to mention it now you've gone public? Hang on a second, I need an answer for
can.
this. Hang on.
He's
I'm
not
waiting
very,
for
he's
it.
not a very fast typer. Do we do another awkward pause while we wait?
So I can't mention it, is what you're saying, Sean? Even though you've got a
Can't talk
Facebook
about
page
it,
for it.
surely.
Oh, that's kind of you, Bopey. Thank you very much indeed.
That's nice. That's nice.
Thank
We'll
you.
Keep Sarah
Thank
Jane.
you, Rada. Thank you.
We've got an interactive chat again. What the hell's going
I know.
on? This doesn't happen.
Not to us.
Okay,
No
basically,
details.
young failed assassin, Sean McKenna, along with a friend, has created a new game. Brian and I have play-tested this game. It's a game that relies on people's quick wits, their imagination, and technically their ability to improvise.
That was incredibly well done, Siobhan, because all right,
Yes.
without actually going into specifics, fantastic.
And
done
it's
this
it's
before.
called Doughty. It's called Dirty Politics, and I'm not going to say any more. But we had one hell of an evening playing that. We really did.
Had we been drinking, I don't think it would have been as good.
No, I think you're right there, because we were flying with that. The
Yeah.
whole the introduction of the alien race, that was a
That came
linchpin.
from nowhere.
The Wootu
And
wee.
people listen to this without the details, but it's like, what you... It makes sense when details...
Context is important.
Yes, when you get to the context of the game, the introduction of the alien race was entirely appropriate.
Yep. Well, it was the game itself that introduced the concept of the alien race.
So we'll get something here that could actually just... details coming soon. Detail coming soon, Cyberlord.
Oh, and by the way, Sean, if you need another playtest now you've sort of tweaked it and everything else like that, put me down for it. I'd love to. I really would.
Oh yeah.
I'll have another go, because
Yeah.
I beat Brian last time.
Let's have another Flashing Blade night.
Hey, I did a tremendous job. It was stupendous. The best.
Was it really? Did you do the bestest
Kinda.
job that anybody has ever
Kinda.
done? With your
Way
great
better
brain.
than anything produced in China.
With your big brain. Don't worry, it's not about Trump. Don't worry, it's not.
No.
It
Unless you
really
want it to
troubles me that I can do that, though. I'm really troubled by that.
Well, where were you born?
Here?
Syracuse.
What, in that apartment
Syracuse.
right there? New York State?
Yeah, Syracuse.
Right, okay. Trump is a New Yorker.
No, he's not.
Is he not?
No.
Oh, I
he's
was
a
going to say there
downstater.
might be some sort of
He-
DNA
he's from
link
New
that
York
lets you do it.
City. There is a huge difference between New York City and where I am.
Oh, so like
Huge.
there's a huge difference between England and Scotland that you fucked up earlier when Eddie wasn't around.
Hey, all I said was it was north of England. Lots of things are north of England. Lots of things.
Always north of England.
Or as we
Exactly.
call them, Scotland. I'm just
Yeah, but
saying.
it's north of England. It's still north of Scotland. Is north of
Will
England.
you shut up and discuss the Time Warrior?
A Time Warrior, right, I'll have a go.
Time
right.
Warrior. Oh,
We're
yeah.
3/4 of an hour in already.
Time Warrior
Hell.
is just brilliant Doctor Who. I am a big fan of the Third Doctor. Now, a big fan of. Okay.
He's a grumpy
my
old
son.
git. He sucks sandwiches from everything, but
But you just Pertwee plays him like that. You can't help. You can't beat a the Third Doctor.
it was
A big
perfect
finish,
for
Jim
its
Trelawney.
time. Perfect for its time.
Jim
Yes.
Trelaw's in Big Finish's interpretation, big fan of that as well. Hopefully we'll get some more of that soon.
Yeah,
This one, is this the first time we actually see the Santarans?
Yes,
Is this the...
Yeah.
Right.
this is the very first
Oh,
time. That's why I said, they arrive perfectly formed. In
Yeah,
character
absolutely.
and, with this wonderful John Friedlander mask.
And
That was
I'm
amazing.
thinking because they just fit in straight away. We have the Doctor able to time travel now, and it's the whole introduction of Sarah Jane, one of the most perfect companions you'll ever. I mean, and again, quite fully formed as she joins. They get taken back in time, and then it's the whole thing where Sarah Jane doesn't realise she's been taken back in time. and
She
thinks this is
plays
some
that
sort-
brilliantly when she's being
Amazing.
dragged off. God almighty. I've turned Eddie up a little bit, Alistair. You're welcome to join the call if you want. We're in the Discord thing. You're welcome.
Is that better in terms of sound levels?
No. It was something I did earlier because you were coming through a bit loud, so I just turned you down here. So I turned you back up a bit.
So I think it's just a quintessential Doctor Who. the scientist who's like, oh, my wall is too strong to actually no, it's because you're short-sighted, you're not wearing your
Because you're
glasses.
blind.
Professor
God.
Rubish is fucking amazing.
And again, it's just who's the actual the guy that's the main baddie in this, albeit it's
David Dacre as Iron Gron.
Iron Gron. I mean, it's just he's got this. He starts to respect the Doctor because of the Doctor's bravado, and this is just great Doctor Who. Having watched a lot of Quatermass of late, I'm watching this and I'm seeing, and this I've never noticed this before. The third Doctor is Quatermass.
Yes.
It's the whole.
Yes.
I've never. And
They
I googled
based
it.
Series 7 is basically, look, we want to do Quatermass. And then Barry Letts had to soften it up over his years.
I've never came to that realization, and then it was like when I put it in our kind of chat earlier on in the week, and I googled it, and it was like, yeah, this is no revelation. This has been known for years. So, having been such a big fan of the Third Doctor and come to this realization, so thank you, Siobhan. I am now seeing a pattern here in terms of let's watch Quatermass for a while and then put a Third Doctor in there. And I got it. I've finally got it.
You're
So,
improving, Eddie. You're improving. Your
I'm trying
brain's
to.
starting to work.
I'm
it's all
trying
down to
to,
my
but-
influence, of
well,
course, but
well,
you
I
can't
wouldn't
take
say
any
my
credit.
brain's working.
I
There
think
was
the thing is, Alistair, Eddie's mic is slightly away from him, so you're getting a little bit of acoustic stuff. That's probably it. And don't worry, just put your feet up, sweetheart. We will entertain you tonight.
Is my microphone still acting up, or
Oh, ask him.
tell me if it's? I'll go a bit closer to the mic if that.
Yeah, it always helps because these are vocal mics. These are mics for podcasting, for talking. So you're supposed to get all up BBC Radio 4 with it.
Yeah. How's that?
I don't know. Shall
I
we
really
ask?
don't want to.
And now for viewers in Scotland, Postman Patrick. We'll give it that then. So I will finish with quintessential Doctor Who, the introduction of the Sontarans, thumbs up. One of the Sarah Jane Smith, the introduction, just absolutely fantastic. Great comedy as well,
Oh,
and
yes.
action.
Very much
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Very much so.
So this ticks every box, and this is classic Doctor Who at his best.
Yep.
I'll leave it.
Before I come to you, Brian, my apologies. Cyberlord has basically said she's made a custom battle-damaged Cyberlord. Pics or it didn't happen. You can send them to Macfadyan, MACFADYAN, @gmail.com, along with any other comments about the show. And if we get the pictures, we'll show them.
Or you could post it to our Facebook group.
Yep, there isn't a prize for each one we show. We must say that.
We have no prize or pride or.
It sounds like my phone is actually picking up the sound, or does he mean Eddie?
No, it sounds like Eddie's phone is actually.
You see, I know
picking up the
I've
sound.
got bad background noise because of my PC. It's a noisy PC. So I know I've got that. If I look at the mic levels, when I don't talk, it's picking it up.
Yeah.
So, okay, Brian, quickly, get us back on track. Time Warrior, love.
Time Warrior.
Yes.
Sarah Jane's first adventure with the Doctor.
We said that, yes.
Instantly, these two have chemistry together.
They do.
You're watching the Doctor and you're watching him interact with Sarah Jane, and he's got this twinkle in his eye.
He's enjoying this.
He's having fun with her. Not mocking fun, but he's enjoying her company. And that's great.
There is a great moment in the first episode when he sees her being taken off by the guards. Just, oh no, what is she doing here? Now, other doctors would have hit the roof.
Mm-hmm.
With him, he's just, oh, well, yeah, humans.
He half expected her to be there.
Yeah.
And that was perfect because, I love how she's thinking she's at what? Ren Fair or something.
Some sort of,
Renaissance
reconstruction.
fair.
Going out to the end of the
And
breakwater.
she's calling them all on it, and it's a bit grimy.
She didn't stand at the end of a breakwater and fire a musket at them.
She did not. No. We will leave that in the terms of Jersey.
Yeah, actually, sorry, Cyberlaw's just said Hartnell would have flipped out at her. I am actually picturing that scene as if played by Hartnell. There wouldn't have been any language. There
No.
would have been a lot of noises.
Some harumps.
Not so much harumps. He would be humming, getting angrier, and going up in pitch the more he did it. I know my Hartnell. And it's thanks to Alistair there that I did the best thing I've ever done. Oh, yeah, and we have found out about the Dunkalicious thing. Apparently it went viral. Don't ask me.
Do we know what it is?
Really good.
Yes, it's from a scene. I should have mentioned this last week, and somebody else filled in the details a little. It's from a scene from an Adam Sandler film, and it's got something to do with Al Pacino turning up in a Dunkin' Donuts or something. And it's a really bad Adam Sandler film, apparently. But it's become a meme of Al Pacino turning up. But it's a case of, right, so what else can we have around this? And one of the things was Doctor Who. So, finally, I understand it. At some stage, I'll have to explain it to Peter Purvis. That'll be interesting.
Would he care?
No, he wouldn't. He's a very sensible man in that respect. Dear. Anyway, so did you enjoy it, Bri?
I loved it.
So have we got a thumbs up for the Time Warrior?
Let's give it 2.
Oh my God! You've got
2
nowhere to
thumbs
go
up.
from there. You can't go up to 11. Well, you can technically because you got 1, 2,
Well,
3,
yeah,
4, 5,
I mean-
6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
I don't know about you, but my
9,
stuff
8,
goes up to 11.
7, 6, and 5 is 11. So they could go up to
79.
11.
Well, I was just going to say, hopefully that's my microphone. Good spot. Alistair had actually defaulted to the default on my PC, so hopefully this is a bit better in terms of sound quality.
You should be paid for this sort of thing, Alistair.
Alistair,
You're good
thank
at it.
you.
Alistair,
That's
you
exactly what
should
it
do this professionally.
Yeah, man.
You
Really.
should do it for
Damn
a
it.
living.
Yeah, you should. Favourite Dalek
Yeah.
design? Mine is the very, very dark Daleks from Planet of the Daleks. There you go. Nice and simple.
Will I lose points if I say I've always been a fan of the cushion Daleks?
No, you won't lose points at all. They've got probably
Yeah,
the best
just-
voices the Daleks have ever had.
I'm always a big fan of the
Oh,
cushion
yeah.
Daleks.
No, that's a good one.
Now I need to
Brian?
go and get some sugar puffs.
I like the newer ones. Not gonna
What,
lie.
the bronze
I
ones?
kinda- the bronze ones.
Nothing wrong with the bronze ones.
No, they're cool.
They look better in black and white, though.
Admittedly.
So seriously, this has been great. So this has been a fantastic run of classic, brilliant, top-notch Doctor Who. I can't wait for next week. Really
Right, so
can't
we
wait.
need to discuss the RPG last night, then, in that case.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I have
not
a-
the RPG.
I have a present for you, Alistair. The only trouble is I need to paint the hemispheres and also the shoulders, not the slats, but between the shoulders. Alternatively, I can give it to you as it is and you can do it because you'd probably be better at it than me. But I have something rather nice for you. Yes, so, right,
Yeah.
so we've ended up... we went for a black hole because Brian wanted to play the Disney film with a black
here-
hole.
I have it written up in summary for one of my groups.
Yeah, and then so we ended up we're in another universe, and we discovered
Went in, through, and beyond.
we
See what I
crossed the
did
void
there?
beyond
See?
the mind.
Yep.
And we discovered an abandoned and wrecked Battlestar Galactica. Now remember, we're playing Star Wars. So Brian's being a git, essentially.
So here's the Star Wars expectation. Here's where you're going.
Righty ho,
Yeah.
good old 90 degrees, perpendicular. You're right, okay, good. I got to use a word. So what
You'll
does this
probably
mean?
circle around.
What does this mean for next week's Doctor Who, boys and girls? How do I feel about last night's scenario? Was I deeply upset? Or did I enjoy it, and thus Eddie is spared for another week?
Let's see, Eddie. What do you think?
I don't even want to think.
Look at
I don't even want. I don't even want
the
to.
thundercloud has just appeared over his head. It's starting to rain. It's like a kicked puppy.
He looked very worried.
Yeah. I absolutely loved last night's scenario. I really enjoyed myself.
Great. Good.
So, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the Blake 7 episode of Doctor Who. We are looking at the Sunmakers, Fourth Doctor and Leela story with the dog.
Oh, love the dog.
So you were winding me up then in terms of how yesterday was such. You've got me.
To be honest with you, love, we don't have to try very hard.
No,
No,
it does not.
no, you've got this
No,
permanent
after
worry
the-
there, as if you
I'm
know
very
something
easily
will
wound
always
up.
happen.
After the Marvel RPG, we don't have to work that hard on it.
Hang on a second, we got a thing here. Those words are blasphemy. Star Wars, why? Ooh, well, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, to be honest, but I do enjoy role-playing it. I have to admit, playing a drunken Jedi is great fun.
Yes. Playing a
Telekinesis
drunken
is a
Jedi
naughty skill.
who looks like a bag lady version of Sigourney Weaver
With cats.
with cats
With
and
cats.
flies.
And flies. My own personal cloud of flies, which he won't let me have a little secret robot fly in there for surveillance work, which I'm a bit annoyed about. But
Well,
yes.
remember how stagnant the Star Wars universe is? We've
Well, yeah,
discussed-
we did discuss this last night about there's something very wrong with the Star Wars universe. 4,000 years and it hasn't advanced.
Nope, not at all.
Romana would have something to say about that. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so yes, that's next week's The Sunmakers.
Excellent.
We're still in a row. Cool.
Yep. Directed by. Oh no, sorry, I tell a lie. My apologies, because I was deciding between two. I've said The Sunmakers. We'll do The Sunmakers next week. Week after that, we're going to do Nightmare of Eden, because it's directed by the same director of The Time Warrior, except he completely lost the plot during the direction of this, and I'm not saying that humorously either. And it also has David Dacre in it again. See, I was looking at the links trying to, but then Brian went and did a really good evening of role playing, so
Yeah.
we're going to watch the Doctor Who episode of Blake
Keep
7.
up the good work, Brian. Keep up the good work.
I'll try. Oh,
Might
oh,
help
no,
if you
I'm
send
sorry,
him Blu-rays he can play.
Cyberlord, my Star Wars games are on point. Sorry. These are not your average Star Wars games.
These aren't the Star Wars games you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hey, I crib noted Disney. Come on.
He did. He did. The thing is, we're not in the new Battlestar Galactica universe. Oh no, that would be far too easy. We're in the old Battlestar Galactica universe. Oh, God.
Just wait till you meet the skin jobs.
We also did Big Finish.
Yes. Yes, Retta, I am DMing a Star Wars game. I have been for a little while now.
And to be
That's
fair,
my system.
he's doing better and better each week. He's really getting the hang of it, and we're really enjoying it.
When we actually get to the game stuff during our session.
It normally takes us about an hour to start playing.
And then it's interspersed with
Spanky.
Spanky.
I'll
One of
start.
these days we have to get him on the show. Just so that he can
I
experience.
don't know. I know I said we can be political on this show, but Spanky's a bit too political sometimes.
You are always invited. You always say no.
Fair enough, Yumiko. We shall do that. I'm assuming it's Yumiko, not Yumiko. So I like
I'm
that.
sorry,
name.
Yumiko.
Yeah, I like that name. It's a good name. Right. Well, we could always do with somebody else. Someone who, for some reason, has appeared in the Battlestar Galactica universe. Actually, that would be rather useful to have a character from there. Now I think about it.
I know. I was thinking about this morning.
That would be cool. Yeah. You'll be more than welcome, plus you have to experience Spanky. Everybody
dear
has
God.
to experience Spanky. Sorry, he's an old friend of ours from gaming. Spanky is very special.
Spanky is Spanky. That's the only way I can
He's a
explain
one-off.
Yeah,
He's
he's
a one-off.
very. They broke the mold when they almost broke the mold when they made Spanky. they managed to sort of just cast a little bit more from it for his brother, who's a bit like him, just not as much.
For those of you that are on our YouTube channel, if you go back and look at the Marvel games we did, you'll see the Spanky. Yeah. Yesterday, in this every other week game, it lets him build up more.
Hang on. We've hardly talked about Doctor Who because, as usual,
we're all
crap.
fine.
Yeah.
It's been an hour so far.
We're now up to 10 viewers. When did this happen? How did this happen? I want it caught, sent to the lab, analysed, and then completely put down. All right?
Okay.
We
Well,
don't have viewers. This is just us chatting.
We're not used to this.
No, stop it.
Not making us internet famous.
Yes, all 10 of you.
It's more famous than I've ever been.
You have done, Yumiko. You have. Last week and this week, chat's been buzzing. It's been lovely.
I know you guys have been
fantastic.
really on point in the chat.
Yeah, keep going, guys. Keep going. This is what this show is for.
You can
That's
have
why we did it.
conversations we're not even a part of. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Christ almighty.
Well,
oh, no.
I know you're not real.
So Eddie has an imaginary wife. Brian has an imaginary sister.
Yes. She's imaginary in Boston.
Well, I
that's a
tend to think America in general has been made up.
No, you're not in my imagination. No, we went through that once before. No.
Imagination
No, I'm
will
not
make a man out of you, Brian.
I'm not going back to the room.
It's very soft.
Well, the coat did make me hug myself a lot.
There you
but
go. You
still,
see, there's no way of getting cold like that.
I know, right? But it's getting
Exactly.
warmer out. It's getting warmer
Well,
out.
for you, perhaps. For us, it's a case of anybody would think the climate was changing.
Having a spurt of very, very beautiful weather here lately, and I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop
Yeah.
because we don't usually get this.
Oh, hang on a
In
second.
Scotland.
We have
Syracuse
been
in Scotland
asked-
will get rid of the same.
Right, how do I do this? How do I say this subtly? Yumiko has asked, where's her moderator status? That is a fair question.
That is a fair question.
The answer I'm going to give you is, I haven't even worked out how to give it to Brian and Eddie.
This
I'm
is
a
very
bit
true.
crap at this.
Very true.
I'm afraid.
Very true.
If I work it out, by all means, you'll have moderator status. But
Yeah, there's a
Greta,
few-
you are not keeping me in a closet again. We've
it was
been
a
through
water
this.
closet.
No, it was a dark little closet full of clothes.
Horrible dark little hole with no lights and it's damp. Who says? She does. Sorry, young ones.
You called me a horrible name.
Right, your sister, who is imaginary, once called you a horrible name.
Oh no, it was repeatedly called.
Okay, this is good. This is the job of sisters.
Uh-huh.
And I'm
not
sure...
saying it. I'm not
Oh.
saying it.
That's fair enough. Bopey, sweetheart, what was the name you called Brian? Please tell us. Auntie needs to know.
And put the context in on it this time, if you will. please.
No, seriously, we don't have time for context. Just the word will do. It's Which one?
That's the one.
The one that we can say in polite company.
Hang on, you're on the flashing blade. That doesn't really.
No,
That's
the one we can
okay.
say in polite company. It doesn't cover this show, but it's polite company.
Go on, tell me it was Sausage Face. Please tell me it was Sausage Face.
Oh, that reminds me, we have to be.
Listen, we will pay you. We will pay you money. We need to know this. Oh, dear me. So anyway, yes, big finish. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
more Doctor Who. Yeah. We're a quarter of the way through.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we can do this.
There we go.
We're professionals. We can. I think I see why we got dumped.
Yeah, I was about to say we are known for being able to do short little segments.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ask for the blade, you get the blade.
Yeah.
Right. So moving on. The 10th
You can't
Doctor
handle
Who.
the blade. Sorry.
The 10th Doctor Who is in the middle of an adventure. I'm using the numbering system as established in chat just now. It's actually Christopher Eccleston. Okay. This particular release has induced mixed feelings. I think a lot of the problem might be that people were just too excited for it. Yeah, Paco. Yes, I remember Paco.
Yeah, that's it. Paco. The context is
No, it doesn't matter. I'm in the middle of talking about Big Finish, Brian.
From this anime called The Irresponsible Captain Tyler, where he is kept as a pet in somebody's closet and brought out and called Paco.
Careful, Icarus. That's what I'm saying. Right.
But I want to fly closer to the sun.
Careful, Icarus. Right. Damn it. We come in the middle of an adventure. Now, I personally think it was a bold move to come up with a non-linear story for the first outing. A very bold move. I have to admit that first story I didn't really enjoy because I'm trying to fathom out what the hell's going on. I think they would have been better off doing a fairly linear story, which was a proper romp. That's my own particular view on this. Chris, like other doctors before him, is trying to find his Big Finish feet. He's not 100% the Ninth Doctor we know. He's a bit too cheerful for a start. However, towards the end of the set, we start to hear the serious Ninth Doctor, and not doom and gloom, not the doom and gloom, but in being more serious. It does remind me a lot of Rose, where up to the point where he does the world turns and I can feel it speech, he's this goofball. But it's that moment, it seems to be certainly when he found his feet. Which is odd, really, because they filmed World War III and Aliens of London first, I think. I could be wrong. I could easily be wrong. You don't do Big Finish? Oh, you should. You should. Yes.
Oh.
They give away the occasional freebie. In fact, throughout lockdown, they were giving away freebies. What's they called it? The lockdown load. Do you see what they did there?
And if you've got Spotify, there's a lot of them on Spotify.
Oh, yes, Spotify. Yeah. You can listen to them for nothing.
Spotify has a lot of them.
I think up to the first 50.
Yeah.
Do you need to subscribe to Spotify to listen to those?
No. Well,
no. You
no.
don't. I
believe
so.
Stitcher you need to subscribe to listen to.
Well, Yumiko, you tried. That's the main thing.
That is the main thing.
Ask any more than that. But I get Yumiko likes 10th Doctor. 10th Doctor's now coming in there, so
he's doing an awful lot, quite frankly.
Well, I'm a huge podcast fan, and sometimes Big Finish is a little hard to get through.
It's not a podcast, it's an audio play.
I know, but the podcasts I listen to are more like radio dramas, so they're more Big Finishy. I can understand where she's coming from.
Okay. We need to give recommendations for some David Tennant Big Finish. I would say Dalek Universe 1.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm just going to say Dalek Universe 1 for a moment. It's a box set. It's got 3 stories which are interconnected. It's fairly straightforward. And it's the start of something, so you're not going to have to pick up the pieces from something else. And it's set during the year of the specials, probably just after Planet of the Dead or something like that. So, yeah, that's the one you're on.
As a side note, anything with the 11.
Bopey, the 11th is a bit trickier. Because it's Jacob Dudman performing them, and they're not full cast audio adventures that I remember. I don't think they've done one.
I think she means the 11th Doctor.
Yes,
Matt Smith.
She's got
that's what I'm
good
talking
taste
about.
in doctors.
That's
Aye,
what
Yeah,
I'm
she
talking
does.
about. So
She
Jacob
does.
Dudman
Yeah.
voices him, and so they're not full cast plays, but they're basically Jacob reading the story and doing the voices. Well, we listened to one which had him doing 11 and 12, if you remember, and it's really enjoyable. Jacob Dudman's Matt Smith impersonation is brilliant, quite frankly. I'm very lucky. I know people who can do pitch perfect impersonations of practically every Doctor, and it's
Is it wrong? I kind of want Matt Smith to fail in his Game of Thrones prequel just so he'll do Big Finish.
he'd do Big Finish anyway.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
Oh, Matt Smith was on TV over here on Friday.
He was. He was on the magazine program called This Time.
Well, it's a kind of spoof magazine
Yeah.
with
It's a piss take.
and he was brilliant in it.
I
He
haven't
played
seen it yet. So
perfect.
that's something else I've got to watch.
I will say nothing. Watch it, Siobhan. It's the only thing worth watching in that episode, and he was brilliant.
It's Alan
I pretty
Partridge
much
voicing
want to
girls.
see that Game of Thrones prequel just for him. You know? He's awesome. I like him.
Good. Just not as awesome as
I
Peter
watched
Capaldi.
Terminator Genesis just because he was in it, okay? Him
Just
and
about.
Emilia Clarke.
He's
She
still
was
no,
brilliant.
He's still no Peter Capaldi.
I'm saying nothing. I'm saying nothing. Matt
Remember,
Smith's my
Auntie
favourite
never
modern era
had a
Doctor.
favourite Doctor until Capaldi turned up.
Okay,
So
no,
that
no,
was a
no,
surprise.
modern-
That was a big
modern era-
surprise.
That's fine.
Modern
When
era
are we
Matt
role
Smith.
playing again? We're role playing again
I
on
don't
the 5th.
know. How badly do you want Eddie to be injured?
Not physically, just mentally.
I am not dissing Matt Smith. I just prefer Capaldi. I enjoyed Matt Smith. I thought he was very good. In fact, I thought as much from the moment they announced him on that special Doctor Who Confidential thing. I looked at him and thought, yeah, he's young, but listen to how he talks and how he moves. That's a Doctor.
Yeah.
See, I watched that and I thought that the opposite. I thought this is not going to work. This is, and then the 11th hour, I was sucked in, and that was it from day one.
He nailed
Matt
it.
Smith.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
I mean, you only have to
Yeah.
I mean,
From
what's it?
day
We know
one.
what the first one he filmed was, and that's The Time of Angels. Flesh and Stone and whatever. It was the stuff on the
Paco,
beach.
I like your sister. Paco, I like your sister.
Yep.
Paco, Paco! Paco, Paco! Shoot the bird, goddammit!
No, it's Paco.
Oh, your sister and I are going to clash. Oh,
Save it for the RPG, people. Save it for the RPG. Drama. We need drama in this.
The thing is, I can't afford to lose any more dice. Leave the American alone. No, I always bully Brian. It's part of life.
Brian always gets his
It's
own
okay,
back
but-
on a Friday.
Yeah,
I
so-
get back to her in the RPG. I'll like impale Spider-Man through the chest or kill Ben Grimm. It's all how it goes.
See, that's all he can think of doing. He's a one-trick pony, frankly. What can I say?
You know, you're right. Maybe I'll just have Peter Capaldi show up and turn him into,
Yes.
maybe some Jello or something. I don't know.
Jello. What is this Jello of which you speak? Do you mean jelly?
Lee.
Jelly.
L-O.
No, jelly.
L-L-O.
No, it's Jelly.
Hey, don't make me get Bill Cosby over here.
I really don't think we want to go down the Bill Cosby route. No.
No. I mean, he'll offer us all something to drink.
Gosh,
So this
this is modern day social commentary, isn't it? This is up to date. Goodness me. Yes, let's diss on Bill Cosby
Right.
from years ago. Why not?
Yes, you can. More than most people can.
That's all right. I'm just looking what she's reading and thinking, Spanky.
For several years there, she and I were playing in various World of Darkness games by
In
White
a
Wolf.
cupboard.
Well, I got out of the cupboard for that. I wasn't
right.
running.
Okay.
She had a tendency to take. Well, you could take character flaws in this game for more points. It astounded me how her characters woke up in the morning on a constant basis.
The thing is,
I'm sorry, woke up at night. She played a vampire.
right. Forgive me
Yep.
for laughing, but it's what Yumiko's just said. I walked past the 10th Doctor and his hand hit my butt. Peter Davison kissed my Muppet. And there's footage of it. He did. He kissed Daffy, our old Muppet presenter.
I was this close to Kevin Smith.
Have a falling out or something? I mean, what happened? Did you stay in touch?
No, it was at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, what'd you do there?
Little fishing.
Throw beads at people?
Throw beads at people, went swimming.
Take your clothes off, obviously.
Sean get a phone call
yes,
from
obvious.
Ace. Does that count? Sean get a phone call from Ace.
We can't do the phone call trick. I don't have a phone to do the phone call stuff, and there's nobody here to voice over it. So
We're never getting through this episode.
No, we're not. I'm so sorry, folks.
Are we trying to avoid reviewing this?
No.
ninth Doctor?
Because I liked it.
There you
I
go, you
enjoyed
see.
it.
I saw problems with it, and I think it's a wobbly first set. But you know full well that the potential is there. We know
Yes,
Big Finish
I
can
think
do
there's more to
it.
come.
We know Chris Eccleston can do it. What we've got here is them finding their feet with it, especially Chris coming back and just trying to find his Big Finish Doctor, because all the doctors, they're Big Finish Doctors. You know, their
I'm going
characters
to bring
have
this back
changed a
to
little
what I
bit.
said last week.
And you expect us to remember that, do you?
Where there was no sense of actual danger for the characters
Righty-ho, yes.
because you know the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
The only person in this story that you know the outcome for is the Doctor. And that totally refreshed everything for me.
Yes, because you ranted last week. Actually, you and Eddie. No, Eddie didn't rant last week. Eddie exposed his joy to the world for Quatermass. Whereas you ranted. You ranted.
I ranted.
You ranted.
I ranted.
Just saying.
I had felt that Big Finish had been dropping the ball and taking the easy way out for a lot of stories.
Okay. All right. So, well, let's just talk about it now. We're an hour and 20 minutes in. We're down to 5 viewers, by the way. I think we've killed
we could
killed
rank
five of them. All right.
We could get going some more here.
Brian, you go first this time. Go on.
Okay. So I'm not gonna plot light because
Yep. Brand new story.
It's-
Brand new set.
brand freaking new came out Friday. If this is the one you were waiting for, if you've seen Eccleston play the Doctor, this is it. This is where all the money was. This is place your bets and you take home the winner for me. It's superbly done. It's in the perfect style for him. You were right about the whole out of sync story.
Non-linear storytelling. They
Non-linear
could have done
storytelling.
that a little bit later on down the line.
Too clever for its own good for me. It was too
It
clever.
should have been, let's start off with a good romp, remind people what the Doctor's like, and
Yeah.
then we can start with the clever stuff.
Yeah.
I also have one other comment to make. Now, I don't know if
It's
this
the
actually
chemistry.
happened, but if it didn't, it should have done. Russell T Davies should have had a pass at the scripts,
Yes.
just
Yeah.
for the dialogue.
That's the only thing that can make it better. Well, to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. Remember, this is all subjective.
The chemistry between him and new companion girl, that was fantastic.
Didn't think much of her.
I liked her.
No, I liked
liked her a
Nova.
lot.
I didn't think
I
she
like
was
Nova.
played very well, is what I'm thinking.
Oh no, I liked her. She was played very well with that.
I mean, I don't want people to think that I'm down on this set. I'm not. It's an enjoyable set. It's just
No,
it could have been better.
He's
got his brainy
and
specs on.
I'm choosing my words carefully. My brainy specs on. I'm trying to be careful. The main protagonist in this.
Mm-hmm,
Jane McKenna, I thought was fantastic as well.
I can't imagine
thought the
why.
actor was-
You see, the trouble is, your name is Eddie McKenna. Have you?
She's Scottish, so we might be related. I don't know.
Well, yes. Have you ever met her?
Small island.
Yeah,
You never know.
What was I going to say? Oh, yes. Eddie McKenna is a character in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. In the fourth book, Mostly Harmless. He is a road hauler with his lorry and his trailer and everything. What Eddie doesn't know is that he is the god of rain. And everywhere he goes, it rains on him. He's got about 47 different words for different types of rain. And
That
if you have a
explains
list from him,
Scotland.
all he does is talk about the rain
All you're
and moaning
doing-
about it.
So when I was a young guy, I met this guy called Douglas on a family trip to London, and this could explain a lot. This really could explain a lot.
Yep,
It was raining at the time.
yep,
It was dreich.
yep.
There's another word for rain.
Though, to be fair to you, England's well known for its rain. I mean, we're in May. Look at it.
Scotland is Scotch. You're having really sunny, warm weather in Glasgow.
Anybody
Scotland.
would
Scotland is
think-
populated by vampires. They don't
Anybody-
They don't get the sun. They don't have any fear.
Oh, hang on a second. Well, let's just check into this. Eddie, moving streams. You all right? Sort of stepping over them. Moving streams of
fine with
water.
moving streams.
You all right? Oh, that's good. What about crosses or any religious
symbol.
symbol? Yeah. How are you with those?
Any burning sensations?
Not a
Anything
big
you need
fan.
cream on?
Again, religious symbolism kind of disturbs me a little bit. I'm not a big fan of garlic in food if you're going to go there.
Well, we were going to go there. We were going to head there.
Yeah, got garlic in there.
What about
Holy
water that
water.
has been blessed by bod? No? No? Okay.
No. Okay. All right.
All right. So we need to do the little test of putting him in moonlight.
Blood pudding. Yay or nay?
It's called. It's not called that over here.
Blood pudding.
Yeah, they don't. No.
You mean black pudding?
Yeah, black pudding.
Black pudding.
Yeah.
Oh, big fan. Or merrier.
I think we got a 50-50 chance here.
Yeah. Thing is, though, black pudding's cooked. It's not.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Don't vampires like it fresh?
It doesn't matter. I mean, you know.
Have you
sometimes
asked
they
a
can't wait.
vampire to find out how important it is to them? Have you?
Yes.
Look, fresh preferably,
during
right?
the
But if
90s,
it's
I
deep-
played
if
in
it- I'm
World of
Scot- I'm a
Darkness.
Scot- if you're going to call,
freaking hot.
okay, you're out me as a vampire, I'm a Scottish one, it's got to be deep fried, okay? Deep fried, black pudding.
See?
I only caught half what Eddie said. It was good enough, though. Brian was opening his mouth again. I warned him not to talk with his mouth open, but
Mm.
I'm happy to give my Discord details out. I don't know what my account name is. I have to try and find this now.
But on this big finish, right, I'm going to add something in it. Cause,
Yeah, no,
Siobhan,
please
I
keep
think-
talking, 'cause I've got
I
to-
think we're actually in agreement. I thought it was too clever. It was. Right, I'm a simple person, right? I'm a big fan of the Ninth Doctor. I'm really looking forward to this, and I think at that point probably the expectations I had were up here.
That's the
We-
thing I thought. I thought people were expecting too much.
We went straight into the action starts partway through the story, and to steal one from the 10th Doctor for Yumiko, it's very timey-wimey. And at that point, I struggled to actually keep on top of it. Took me a couple of lessons, and for me, if I'm having to re-listen to episodes again, that for me is just the story's not what.
Oh, I found out.
but-
Something. Remind me. So, I'm so sorry, Eddie. Carry on, please.
No.
No. My brain's going off in a different direction. Please carry on.
So that for the one, I just look at how for the very first Doctor, right? When they brought Doctor back, Rose, right? I was expecting we do another Rose, just an out romp, linear, something that would introduce just the Ninth Doctor, and be born of that ilk. But another thing that kind of bothered me for this is that so when you start, the Ninth Doctor comes into Rose, we've got a Doctor that has been through the Time War, is kind of darker. He's Shadow. He's not the kind of glorious, fantastic, upbeat Doctor that we get by the end of his tenure. He was too upbeat for this in parts of this for me. It just didn't sit, and I'm not sure if setting this in the timeline before Rose, I'm not sure how that's going to work. I'm looking forward to finding out. But for me,
There is a
was too-
spot they can do it.
Yeah.
Basically at the end of Rose, where he buggers off and then comes back and says, "Oh, did I mention it travels in time?"
Or they could do it between the regeneration and when he shows up in Rose.
That's where this is.
Yeah.
That's where this is thingy.
This gives it a lot of time for him to get really beaten down.
It would be
I thought he
interesting
was
to
beaten
see
down by
if
the
that's
Time War.
that's it. It's interesting to see if. I mean, I honestly think right now we've got a Doctor in denial. The stages of
That's
grief.
a good way, yeah.
Yeah, that's entirely possible too.
Yeah, but again, it was I found this hard to follow, and the fact that I found it hard to follow probably down to the lack of brain cells. But at that point, I kind of it lost me a little bit. Lots of positives though. I think Nova's going. I think Nova will be a great companion,
Oh, yeah.
especially and again her journey and what we find out. And it was like that is a fantastic applause. Applaud it. That celebrates the fan base. Happy for that. I thought Jane McKenna, cousin Jane, if you're watching this, Jane, love to meet you again. I thought did a fantastic job because that is a quite complex and that's got to be played very carefully. And I thought she played it perfectly. And Eccleston, especially by the end of this, is just you can tell he was having.
He's
a fantastic
almost
time
clicked
doing this.
back towards the end of this. It was almost that's the Ninth Doctor.
Yeah. So I think there's a lot of promise here for more.
Yes, exactly.
But I
Wobbly
wish
start.
I wish they'd have dumbed it down for me. That's the long and short of it.
You're not the only person. Like I say, I still think they should have done what RTD did: kick it off with a romp.
Yeah.
You know, nothing too brain heavy, just to introduce the characters, have some fun with them. You know, that's what I think they should have done.
RTD editorial around this is a fantastic suggestion, Siobhan. I wish that'd been.
Well, A, would he be available, and B, how much would he cost to do it? You know,
True.
it's anyway. So that's Big Finish. No idea what Big Finish we're doing next week. Because I don't know what's being released. One thing I will say is if you have the Big Finish app, one thing I've noticed is that purchases are vanishing from it. I need to get in touch with them. Now, the thing is, we do have review copies, and I'm wondering if we only have the review copies for a certain amount of time. I went to download Masterful, because I wanted to listen to Terror of the Master again, and it wasn't there. So...
It would seem to reason that review copies are limited.
I'll have to
Just
send
so
them an
we
email.
can
And also
listen and
remind
get
them that, look, you know, we do talk about you every week. Some of them you don't.
Yes.
But we do. Like I say, we don't know what's coming up next week. A thing. Maybe. They may have a week
Something.
off.
Something or other.
We also did watching of something else. We watched the diet version of Quatermass. A film called X the Unknown. Now, I'd like to say we can sit here, we can give it a full review, all three of us on fire, giving it the perfect description and critique.
A full, well-rounded review.
Yeah.
The British perspective,
Yep,
the
yep.
Scottish perspective, the American perspective.
Apparently, you're not British now, which, you know, fair enough.
Well, you know, okay, the English, the Scottish.
I'm
the
not English, I'm
American.
The
Jersey.
trifecta.
I'm Jersey. I'm not English. Don't you ever call me English. I do take offence at that. I'm sorry. I'm not English.
You are a good Jersey girl.
That's just it. No, I'm not. I am
bad
the
Jersey
antithesis of what Jersey stands for. Right. Yeah. Let's just see. Hands up who watched X the Unknown.
Who tried to watch X on the Unknown?
You gave it the best of. Oh, I don't.
I gave it
will
a
you
shot.
will you be offended if I said you gave it the best of British? Is there an equivalent to the best of British?
I gave it the best shot I could.
Again, I do feel sorry for you missing out on this. I wish we. Like I said, I've got a way for you to see Quatermass.
Some of these older movies are not meant to be.
Quatermass, I think, is worth doing it for. This one, no. Basically, your typical Quatermass sergeant is running a army drill to help the Spods detect radiation. And they detect something nasty, and it explodes, killing one of the men. What could it
No.
be? Luckily, there's an atomic research centre nearby, because there would be.
Reasons.
Yeah, because reasons. Yes. I didn't catch the Kevin Smith reference. Got that, Yumiko? I will respond to that afterwards. We've got a busy chat. It's getting confusing.
Great, isn't it?
So, yes. There's a very, very young Fraser Hines in this. Fraser Hines is a wee boy. And
Is that Fraser? I was.
That
looking
was
for
Fraser
all
Hines.
the way through this. I'm expecting adult Fraser Hines.
no, he was one of the school kids. He was the one who didn't
Oh.
die. And you can see his face. It's Fraser.
I can now. I
And
can
that
picture it
at
now.
that age, doing a Scottish accent as well. And I mean, I'm no judge of Scots accents. You are, but to my ear, it sounded fine, especially from someone that young.
Well, I actually thought it was a Scottish boy, so I'll props to him. So his Scottish accent as a young child's better than his Scottish accent as an adult.
And there's tonight's tweet, by the way, boys and girls. Dear at Fraser.
I'm
dear.
going to be snacking while you guys discuss.
Yeah. You feel free. I mean, you've done fuck all else. Go on, choke on something. Choke. You know you want to. This is a great little film. It is like it could have been the fourth Quatermass film, but it doesn't have the depth that Nigel Neal brings to his scripts.
No.
There is a radioactive monster that eats radiation in the bowels of the earth that's been disturbed, and it comes up and it attacks things just to get radiation. It is a pleasant film. It's a little bit scary, especially for back then. But like I say, it just doesn't have the depth that a Nigel Neal Quatermass film would have. But it is still very enjoyable. And I absolutely prefer the Professor in this to Brian Donlevy's Professor Quatermass in the first two films.
Yeah.
You know, he seemed like a nice guy rather than the terrier that was.
I
Is he having a stroke or something?
I don't know.
No, I
Is this
was
a spicy
laughing
snack?
at your summation of Brian Dunleavy's Quatermass.
Ah, righty-ho. Okay. Do please carry on and choke.
It was funny.
Oh, bless. He's patronising me now. So,
This was a lovely wee surprise for me. Are you okay, Brian? Before we go on,
It's okay. She only has
what
telekinesis.
is
She
the
can't
snack
kill
of
me.
choice today? What are we snacking on?
what do you think force choke is? It's telekinesis.
It's actually a separate power, but that's okay.
It's still telekinetically based.
You have one dice.
That's because I've lost the other three.
I'm
Jesus.
just saying.
Jeez.
Yes, it's Blair Witch. Yes.
Yeah, we had 10
It
years
is
of him
very
as
terrible.
Prime Minister. It was terrible. He led us into an illegal war. I'm talking about the wrong thing, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's talking about the
Yeah.
movie.
She's not talking about Tony Blair, is she?
No.
No.
No. She's talking about the movie. And
Oops.
I know
Oopsies.
exactly what she's talking about, and I'm not going to give that one context.
Ah, Paco. Anyway. Leeds fan. Careful, Icarus. Right, so I've seen it before loads of times. I really enjoy it. There you go. What we need is to see it through Eddie's eyes, because I'm assuming it's the first time you've seen it, is it?
I didn't know this existed.
There
I
you
haven't
go.
seen it before.
So did you enjoy it? What did you think of it?
yes, no, it was good. Where does it sit in the terms of the timeline of the other Hammer, though?
It's
Quatermass
after
films?
Quatermass 2 and before Quatermass and the Pit.
Right,
from the
because
Hammer films.
this could have been a Quatermass, albeit a kind of Quatermass light
Yeah.
script. And because I was just wondering if it was a case of that they'd run it, they wanted to do another Quatermass and didn't have obviously the rights to the story and had to use
If
this.
Toby was here tonight, he'd tell us.
Yeah.
But
Because it moves at a fair pace as well. Because
Yes.
before you knew it, it was like that's finished, and it was like, it really quite good. The Fraser Hines, I'm sitting here. What Fraser Hines is in this, and that's what I was going to ask. Where was Fraser Hines? So am I going to get the? Probably going to get it. I'll get the hat.
no, not at all.
No.
Not at all. It's just my phone made a noise. There we go.
Oh, I thought you were looking for something with Fraser Hines' picture. So
No.
Hello? Hello? You see, we've got nobody to do the voice.
Well,
It's Alistair. That's what we need. Alistair
Yeah,
on
where's
voice
Alistair?
only. Not on
I
video.
told you, Alistair's the wall rhino.
He's Sandra.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sandra the wall rhino.
Sandra the Wall Rhino.
I'll tell you one of the things I liked about this film, right? Because this takes us to kind of bygone age, right? None of our heroes in this are like Brad Pitt, super buff. We've got ordinary people who are the people. This is fantastic. It's our leading protagonist is middle-aged, bald.
Likes a nice cap, a nice woolly hat, a beanie.
Yeah. We've got, was it Theo McKernan?
A very young Leo McKern,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, so we can take this back to number 2 references. So it goes back to Prisoners.
And the sergeant is the typical sergeant you see in any of these films. Same actor.
And I had a particular affinity to one of the Glaswegian soldiers called Porridge. So from this point on, I want to be called Porridge. I thought he was great. And it was just, there was a bit of banter there between the soldiers as well.
Do you know who one of the soldiers was?
No.
The actor Anthony Newley, who went on to produce The Strange
Seriously?
World of Gurney Slade, in which Annika Wills was.
Anthony Newley, who David Bowie
It was
wrote
a-
songs for.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the World of Gurney's Slade, Gurney's Slade is well before its time. It's very postmodern. It starts off with him walking off the set of his sitcom, and then that's it. He just wanders around thinking to himself out loud. I mean, you've got to remember, this is, what, early to mid-60s?
Yep.
And, you know, for ITV, on a Sunday night, it's absolutely wonderful. I've got it on DVD somewhere. I really must watch it again. So, yeah, Anthony Newley. And there were other people, too. Did you notice other people? No?
I never noticed Anthony Newley. Theo McKernan just like Leo McKernan just dropped.
Well, that's
out.
what I love about these old movies.
Yeah.
The cast list comes up first. So you know who's going to be in it and you can keep an eye open for them.
Oh,
Simps.
the bygone area. But no. This is great stuff. Really good. So thank you, Siobhan. It was a film I'd never seen before. Probably it's the sort of thing that maybe pop up now and again on Talking Pictures or something like that. But it was like $2.99 to buy it in Amazon Prime. Sean, it's worth a watch. I think you quite like it, and Sean's a big fan of the best number 2, as he puts it. So absolutely, it'd be worth a watch.
Yumiko's doing an impersonation of a fridge. Alistair, we'll discuss it. I've got an idea. The thing is, we're stealing it off Craig Ferguson, which I'm not sure. It would involve improv and being funny and putting on voices. If you turn it down,
There's
I'll
a
ask John
soundboard.
Culture.
The other thing, there's things to learn about this, right? So don't be a randy radiologist. That was another thing.
That's
you get from
true.
This film.
Don't moan about missing your food back at the army headquarters.
No.
That's another thing. Don't go around the back of your guard hut for a quick smoke.
No. Smoking's
that's a
bad,
thing.
kids.
Yep.
Yep.
Hellfire, that's a good name for a Dalek. It's quite good. I haven't heard Hellfire for a Dalek. I've heard some good ones, but that's a good one. I like that.
Yep.
She's 2 for 2 tonight. We've got Yumiko, which is a great name, and we got Hellfire. You see,
Yep.
This is the person I need to help me name my characters in Star Wars: The Old Republic. because I'm coming up.
What? You're not embracing Spanky's potential Darth sausage?
Oh no, I can't have Darth sausage. It's Spanky's. You know, it's his. I mean, we've sold it to him on the idea of Zappy and Darth sausage. So
We need to get him bunny ears in this game.
it's tricky. I honestly think the best thing we could get him would be Krager's hat, because once he sees it, he's going to want it. But that's going to take a hell of a lot of work. Anyway, moving on. So you enjoyed it?
Nice little find. I really enjoyed it. That was a good wee find.
Oh, interesting. Yumiko, do you play Star Wars: The Old Republic? We may have somebody else to join us. This would be good, because Brian plays it, I play it. Hopefully Spanky's going to be playing it. Zip Vortex, an old friend of mine, whenever he's around, we'll play it at some stage. Yeah, but you're welcome to team up with us.
It's free to play.
Is it for Xbox? No, I'm sorry, it isn't. It's PC only. I'm sorry. So there we go. Moving on. Possibly the first Blake, we're not sure nowadays, is pushing things a bit. Again, he's gone a bit extremist. Obsessive.
Oh, yeah, him and Travis are kind of becoming very...
So basically, Blake's
Yeah.
decided all they've been doing is pin tricking the Federation, and he wants to go and attack Earth. And here we begin the season arc. He wants to attract Control, which is this building on Earth, heavily guarded by the Forbidden Zone, where...
Which is just a wheat field.
Yeah. And he turns around and he says about it, well, everybody knows about this place. You know, the Federation have made no secret about it. Which is blatantly obvious why they haven't, but you have to wait until the end for Blake to have to be told why it isn't.
They've made it impenetrable.
Yeah. And to an extent, it is. It needed somebody like Blake and the gang to sort it out.
Penetrate it.
Yep, no worries, Yumiko. We'll have a chat. Sorry, are we boring you, Brian?
No. It's the potatoes.
coming back in. His ruffles are coming back in.
All right, moving on.
It's
Please.
the all dress.
I need another swig of water. Dear me.
What's an all dressed crisp? That's also a chip. What's...
It's basically all the flavoring.
Everything. So it's like salt and vinegar.
Salt, vinegar, ketchup, all the barbecue, all the flavors.
My God, that's,
You Americans have no subtlety or taste, or rather, all the taste bad.
This is
Well,
Canadian.
I don't know. A crisp.
You're an
condensed
American,
crisp with
you're
all
eating
the
it. They've
the
caught it
flavour
off
Number
you.
one
Cra-
in Canada.
Doesn't mean
all
it's
the
Canadian,
flavours-
it might just be sold well over there.
No, I'm going to go. It's like all Scotsman, right? So anything that takes every flavour of crisp,
I would
compresses it
send
into
this
one
to
crisp,
you
I
if it
must
wouldn't-
have.
Brian,
I would send this to you along with the smoky meat snacks,
Yep.
but I'm afraid it would be all crushed by the time it got to you.
No.
yes, because that would
Well,
make
all
a
you would
huge
have would be
difference.
potato-
I've
all you
been
would
to
have would
America
be
once.
potato
I will
chip
be coming
box.
back at some point, maybe years and years. But the first thing that's on my list is I'm writing it down. The crisp that has every single flavour of crisp condensed into one
Ruffles,
crisp.
all dress.
That's...
All dress.
I've got to admit.
Sean, you must be salivating at this.
I love the idea of
every
it, if
single
I'm honest
flavour
with you.
into one
This
crisp.
guy's, I want to try it. The prawn cocktail, cheese and onion.
If I ever can get
Salt
over
and
there,
vinegar.
I will bring these with me.
Oh, please.
Oh, I will load up with smoky meat.
I'll send you
snacks,
jelly babies.
chips.
Just get this kind of worry though that I'll take one of those crisps, so every single flavour of crisp and a crisp, and I'll be like I'll explode in the head in a David Cronenberg film.
The other
I'll bring
problem
2
you've
bags.
got-
I'll watch Sean and you just go insane.
the other problem you've got is once you've tried those crisps, no other crisps will be good enough.
No.
It'll
This is
ruin
true.
you for crisps.
It will ruin you for crisps. It
And
will.
they've got ruffles in them as well. So I mean, it's the.
They have ridges.
drive-
Ruffles
Yeah.
have ridges.
There for your extra pleasure.
Exactly. It holds on to the spices better.
Yeah. Okay. You're right, Sean. It is like some bizarre Willy Wonka thing. It's Brian. So
The insanity is going well tonight.
oh dear me. It's a case of we
Packet of
occasionally
Ringos
fit
then.
parts we fit
Ringos.
little parts of the show every now and again into the conversation. You've just got to spot it. The rest of the time
Yeah.
we're talking complete bollocks.
This is how our RPG goes.
Why do you think we enjoy ourselves so much on Sunday nights?
That's
It's
a
great.
packet of Ringos tonight. A packet of cheese and onion Ringos. They just.
See, Redis had them.
How can I compete with a crisp
Hang on.
multi-dimensional crisp?
Monster Munch.
Pickled onion Monster Munch? Yeah. Don't know. Do you think an American taste bud could handle a pickled onion Monster Munch?
I don't know. This
Have you
sounds like-
seen what they describe as cheese over there?
Mm,
Ah,
yeah.
yeah.
No, I'm sorry, Brian. I need to, I'm going to find it if I can get these. We've got American.
Damn it!
stores
Now
that
I
do
want to
crisp.
go to Hooverville.
Oh, I wish you would. I know you
So
can't,
dear.
I
sweetheart.
can't this
I'd-
year at
I
least.
badly want the three of us. to
Maybe
meet.
next year. Maybe
I
next year.
badly want the three of us to meet and just spend some time together. And
We'll
then-
have a panel.
And basically, we can shut the show after that because we've realised what each one of us is truly like. It's, you know.
We'll have a panel at Hooverville and just do this the entire time.
No, we've got
So
into,
about the show,
we've
and now we're
gotten-
talking about Chris.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Doctor Who
don't.
reviewed the Doctor Who. Our panel could be in Doctor Who reviewed and expressed through the medium of the crisp. Yes, that works.
The interpretive crisp.
Interpretive crisp.
Yes.
Interpretive Chris.
Yep.
Our
Okay.
intro music can be from the Portsmouth Symphonia.
Now you see, if only I could contact them if they still existed and ask them to do a version of the Flashing Blade theme
Flashing
song.
Blade.
Fight by Le
That would be
Chevalier.
amazing.
Chevalier.
Oh,
I mean, I've done my own version of it, but I did it straight. And it would
we
be
have to find
difficult
out
to do it
who's running the Portsmouth Symphonia.
I honestly don't think it's still going. I
Think
mean,
they're
like I
going.
say, they are now the show's mascot after Edvard Gill, who people know as the Trollololol man. Trollololol. He was our show mascot, but alas, he has passed on. So we, after a period of wandering in the wilderness, I remembered the Portsmouth Symphonium, and I played one track to Eddie. Eddie, what happened to you?
I just totally became a blubbering mess of.
There may have been
Laughter.
leakages. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. But I hear if I hear classical music played badly, that is my Achilles heel. I'm a miserable Scotsman. That just for some reason, and this was taking that little chink of a weakness I've got in my humerus, and just opened it up in a floodgate because
Did it
was
tickle your
masterful.
chuckle muscle?
It was a masterpiece in badly played classical music, and I want more.
Well, you listen to Blake Seven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've actually
Well,
got an F in the chat. Someone has paid respects in chat for Edvard Gill. The tra la 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 la, which he didn't come up with. It's from a very old black and white film.
So should we get back on to Blake 7?
Yes,
and
Blake 7. 1 hour,
the
50
Portsmouth
minutes in.
Symphonia of Space.
Yeah. So basically, the heist is on. They're out to attack Control, the computer center that runs the Federation. And this is where I turn around and ask the question, you know what's coming. Terrorist or freedom fighter?
Terrorist.
Terrorist.
I'm sorry. Incompetent terrorist.
Yeah,
That's fair.
idiot. Numbskull.
Yeah.
He's become an extremist. He's believing his own hype.
He is as bad as Travis.
Yeah.
Travis.
Two sides, same coin.
Two sides, same
Yeah.
coin. Absolutely.
Exactly.
I mean, we saw stuff like this happening when he broke that guy's records to get him to come with him. You know, that's a cruel thing to do. Then he threatened to break the space doctor of space medicine in space, his hands, so he couldn't work again.
To fix Gan,
Yeah.
which
Well, that was worth it,
poor
wasn't it?
Gan hasn't had a decent episode since then.
So basically, in this episode, Gan got to do something. He got to perv over a young girl, and then he got killed.
Yep.
Dead. He had the deed. He was murdered.
What was his final words? Did you remember? Did you catch
Go on,
his
I'm
Gans
not
finals word?
worth it.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a horrible way to go.
It's not just that. What a horrible way for the actor. I'm not worth it. Hang on a second. Yumiko's asking, is she missing something here? I don't know, because we're not sure what we're talking about either.
Yeah,
We
Blake
reviewed
7,
Blake
season
7.
2, episode
Oh, yeah. Pressure Point, it's called. It's a Blake 7 episode.
episode 5, Pressure Point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Avon to take over the crew.
You got some time
Praying
to wait on
for
that?
it.
Yeah.
I did like Avon and Blake's interaction in this entire matter, though.
Oh, yes. We know what Avon wants.
Because
Very
if
much
they
so.
set, I like how he put it. If they set off revolution on Earth, someone is going to need to be there to
To be the figurehead.
oversee it and make sure it runs right, and that's Blake, and that's going to leave
I
the Liberator
do wonder.
all in his hands.
I do wonder what sort of a leader Blake would make, considering how, for him, everything is black and white. There are no shades of grey. You are the traitor, therefore die. He could end
It'd be a
up.
very
He
short-lived
could end
revolution.
up as a dictator himself.
Yeah.
So should we spoil the episode? What they do find at the bottom of the vault?
Yeah, we can do. Basically, when they get down to the bottom of the vault to find control, it's not there. There's nothing there. It's a big empty room. This is why the
It's
Federation.
been moved 30 years ago.
Yeah, this is why the Federation made it very public knowledge that it's there and it can't be passed. The death zone's too horrible and everything else like that, to encourage attacks like this and weed them out. Unfortunately, on the way back out, because they can't teleport out because of a shield, Travis, I think it was Travis, throws a grenade and brings the roof down on Gan.
Yep.
We will have repercussions next week, and not just for Blake. That's all I'm going to say. I hope you noticed the Servalan-Travis relationship in this, by the way. I was looking at Servalan and thinking to myself, God, she's a beautiful woman. She's
Mhm.
classically
Exactly.
beautiful.
Yeah,
She's
absolutely.
just stunning.
Oh yeah, she's a knockout. And she looks at Travis and just tells him he's in trouble.
Yeah. We'll find out about that next week.
It's
When
the
we are
fact
going
that
to...
it is
Sorry,
real-
go on.
Sorry, it was just, there was the fact that it was the whole thing around Travis hesitated when she told him,
Yeah.
look, I'm being just do as you're told, I'm
Yeah.
about to be killed, and he hesitated.
You
And
hesitated.
Blake, so he puts her at risk. And Blake is got absolutely no regard for his crew. It's just totally. It's a fascinating piece of sci-fi.
It's not
just
going to
brilliant.
end well, is it?
No.
No,
I am
no.
going to say
Blake
one
is
thing.
showing nothing.
When we get to the end of this particular season, we are then listening to a Big Finish play called Warship. Then
Oh,
we will
nice.
go on to season 3.
Okay.
All right. Next week, the Blake 7 episode is Trial. I wonder what's going to happen there. Again, keep an eye open on the subplot, the arc that's running through. To see if it's there or not. Things are starting to kick off now, which is nice, to be honest with you. So next week, Time Warrior, a possible Big Finish. We don't know.
No, it's not Time Warrior.
Sunmakers.
Yes, the Sunmakers.
Sunmaker. Time Warrior was this week.
I'll watch Time Warrior again if you want. I
We've
really
just
enjoyed it.
bloody
I mean,
spoken about it, and I forgot.
You can blame me.
No, sweetheart. No.
Detours
It's me.
are us.
No. Next week is the Sunmakers. A possible big finish. Okay. Doomwatch, Episode 1. The
Nice.
Plastic Eaters. We are starting our Doomwatch run. Not all of them exist, so it's going to peter out, unfortunately. But this is some good early 70s British sci-fi, adult sci-fi from the BBC. And I guarantee you'll watch this and think, oh, why didn't they have a crossover with the Third Doctor and Unit? Yes,
Looking forward to this.
I will point you in the right direction to watch Doomwatch a little later. So we've got that, and then we've got, like we say, the Blake 7 episode Trial. We actually did it.
We went through it all.
We
have 5 minutes left.
Well, we don't. I was thinking to myself, what are we going to actually make it by not going on for too long? Like, I don't know, 2 hours.
I don't think we'd know what to do with ourselves. It would be
It
very
would just be
dry.
one very long, awkward pause, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we're not going to do.
It would be a very dry episode.
Yeah,
I don't think-
it wouldn't.
It would lose something.
Have you lost
would be the
anything,
flash of
Eddie,
light.
recently?
Have I lost anything?
Recently, just
Marbles?
yeah.
Lost
that's
them
fine.
long ago, though.
No,
Vanity.
that's
Hope.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lights are
Pride.
on, but no one's home. Mr. Brain has long since departed.
I feel better for it, if I'm honest.
Yeah, you don't
Brains-
worry so much,
Yeah.
do you?
Brain cells are overrated.
Yeah.
I
you
keep
don't
telling
worry so
Sean
much.
this.
Reality is highly subjective.
It's overrated.
I was hoping that my cat would come home during this broadcast and you could see my joy, but he hasn't. So there.
Go out back and meow.
Fingers crossed, Sean.
It's been 3
Fingers
days.
crossed.
It's been 3 days and he's never away for that long.
Put out a litter box. Something.
That's not going to work. And I can't put it, because I remember I've got the other cats. I can't put food out, because not just my cats, but the other neighbourhood cats will eat it. Say hello to Hellfire, and please say if he likes us, either A, this is some sort of evil Dalek trick, or B, he's malfunctioning. I think that's fair, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell him when we upload it to YouTube to like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh, that was nicely done.
Oh, that was really professional, Brian.
Nearly.
I know.
I think it was
Joke.
nearly professional rather than really
nearly.
professional.
Nearly.
But, you know.
It has to come from Siobhan to be professional. I've been emulating you.
Well, it's understandable. I mean, everybody does. Well, anyone who's, yeah.
William Bradley.
William Bradley. It's
Whatever.
going up. It's going up.
Put that up again.
There it is.
There is
it
one
is.
first doctor currently, and it's not him.
Do you mean my arch rival and nemesis, Mr. David Bradley?
David Bradley, yes.
Uh,
I've earned it. I've earned it.
Oh, did Brian do fisticuffs? Oh, there's a story here, though. It's possibly not one we want to put out on the
No?
show,
Oh.
to be fair.
Oh.
All right.
Yes.
Look at me being all grown up and mature. It's good, wasn't it? I can pretend. I can pretend.
I'm impressed.
It's
I'm the guy with like hundreds of Transformers, so
I thought you were going to say hundreds of abusive exes, but okay, fair enough.
a couple of them too.
Fair enough.
Not Retta knows. She's
Well,
been there
the-
for some of the biggest disasters in my life.
And
They do say
we're
with
going
age
to
comes
hear
wisdom.
all about them. It's going to be lovely.
Not
They're
on the
three-part
show.
Will
Tune
you say
in to
that?
the RPG.
Yes, might be on the RPG. We're going to have to wait and see. You're going to have to get yourself a microphone, though, sweetheart. You don't have to have a video. It'd be nice if you did, but...
Spanky doesn't do video, does he? Just
Spanky,
does
no,
like-
Spanky doesn't do it.
Spanky
His
doesn't.
brother Hex
His
doesn't
brother
either.
does.
Which, possibly... I mean, I'm friends with Spanky on Facebook, and he's doing us a favour.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
And he doesn't have to. I mean,
Okay, we've got
Yeah,
private
yeah.
conversations going on now between
Yeah.
siblings.
have you ever seen someone actually have a conniption?
Tommy.
Have Have you ever seen that Bill Cosby skit?
We're back to Bill Cosby again.
Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
we're full
Yeah.
Bill
circle.
Cosby himself, where he describes a parent going through a conniption. The skin splits apart from their skull and fire comes out of their eyes.
Remind
seen
me to tell you, chaps, in detail about my forthcoming SRS. Basically my sexual reassignment surgery. Remind me to tell you in great detail. I do love telling men this. They make the most amazing faces and their legs do things. It's good.
Just get the picture of being the doctor in that ex-unknown picture again. There, his face melted. Is it going to be? Is it? Because I have a very expressive face.
It's not going to bother me. I used to play Zamisi in World of Darkness.
Okay, again, I'm assuming
That's
these
just-
words
you're
were
just-
attached
you're
to some
opening
sort
this
of
up to
meaning.
They
You've
had
just-
a character.
You've raised
They-
the stakes. She'll come back with a challenge. She'll
They
raise
had a
the-
character on the cover of one of their books that
Did
had to
they?
be blanked out. It was called F Face.
F face. Did I ever show
There were-
you the
There
cover
were
of?
3 other letters after that F.
Did I ever show you the cover of the novel called Spanky?
I think we're gonna have to save that for the RPG.
Oh, he's seen it.
Oh, okay.
He's seen it. It's a case of you look at it and you think, yeah, yep, it's Spanky. You know, we are going to have to get him on the show just as a one-off. Because I don't think
Right.
the show would survive any more than that.
We're gonna have to have the Spanky episode.
Yeah, a very
The
special
Spanky
Spanky
special.
episode, which we will
Spanky
have to
special.
put some sort of 1950s BBC warning on. You know, it's not suitable for young people
A
and
nervous
people of a
disposition.
nervous disposition. We advise you to turn off.
And subtitles are
God.
available on CFAX page 999.
888.
888. Sorry, I knew it
888.
was something like that.
When
Don't
he
let me
used to get
Count Pinface
going
on
in
you.
the Discord channels. When we were all on Paragon United. Oh, that
We
Discord
had
was
some
fire.
conversations. The joy of Spanky is, I mean, I'm pretty good at improv. There were a couple of others who were, but Spanky, he's on a level on his own, and it's almost a stream of consciousness improv. And it just goes on and on and on, and you just laugh harder and harder and harder. I said to him, seriously, you need to consider stand-up comedy. He says, I wouldn't be able to do it up there like that. You know, it's one thing sat behind your microphone at home. But,
Isn't that stand-up comedy these days, though?
well, yes, I suppose it is, really.
Put me in contact with Toby. Toby
Yeah.
does his...
But oh dear, I've lost it. Bollocks, I can't remember what I was going to say. Hang on, Spanky.
Sorry, I put you off again.
David Bradley. You're the first Doctor.
What was I going to
Ah,
say? I don't know. I can't remember.
It's okay. That chat when we actually got rolling was something to be had. Do not be under 18.
No.
Do not.
No. In fact, I would suggest being a bit older, but not too old in case your heart gives out because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do not be of the thin skin variety. Do not be easily grossed out.
To be fair, that's
Hey,
more
look,
your
it-
thing.
Well,
Don't
I
mention it
didn't-
on my show.
I didn't bring it up last time. Did you notice that?
I did.
It was Adam,
Yes.
and then it was Spanky.
yes.
I had
You
nothing
have
to do with it.
polluted them.
I've been
Actually, like I said last night, no, Adam was polluted long before he knew you.
much like a brood alien. I have infested them.
And again, Spanky. Yeah.
Yeah.
You basically, you're shot for easy targets, if I'm
Pretty
honest with
much,
you.
yeah.
I mean, I would say Priest, but again, easy target. I don't know. Yeah.
But we've been going on for 2 hours now.
Yeah, we have. What are we doing next week?
The
Eddie
Sun
Sunmakers.
Makers.
No.
Week 7
What are you
trial.
doing next week? What sort of a week are you
Oh,
having?
Oh,
Jesus Christ, this is how we finish the show every week.
Is it?
Oh, Jesus.
this is new to us.
Were you aware of this, Brian?
I missed that memo.
And people wonder why I don't pay them.
Wait,
Not going to ask that question now,
You're
are you?
getting
You
paid?
understand.
What am I doing this week? Not a lot, to be honest.
Are you working or are you holidaying?
Working this week.
Righty-ho. Okay. Titface? What are you doing this week?
I was looking up. Sorry, I was.
This is terrible. I may be taking Friday off because my other son, who isn't on chat, turns
We love
21.
Jack.
Sorry, Jack. So Jack's 21 on Friday.
If you need Sunday
Oh,
off, take it.
congratulations!
If you need
Get
Sunday
him lots
off,
of nuggets.
seriously, if you need Sunday off, take Sunday off.
No. His birthday is Friday. So what we're
I
going
know,
to
but I
try
didn't
and
know if
do
you
is...
wanted to make a week, try and make a weekend of it. or whatever.
I'm going to speak to Scottish Autism tomorrow because we're going to see if maybe we can swap the Sunday for the Friday and actually have him home for his birthday. So,
That would be
That
great.
would be
Because we never
marvellous.
got
Just
to
make
see him
sure you
last
have
year.
like 100 chicken nuggets.
Absolutely. Those will last about 20 minutes if we're lucky.
Bless him.
So yeah, so that's
I like
Friday.
this kid.
Yeah, quite. Yeah. Right.
I'm working.
You're
by the
working,
way,
are you?
so I'm working all week. I go on vacation starting a week from this Friday.
What do you do in your vacation? Where will you be going?
Well, I'm gonna live my dream. The first day, I'm gonna wake up to my alarm at 5:30 in the morning.
Yes.
I'm gonna pick up my phone. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna shut off the alarm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it back.
Are you sleep?
Then I'm gonna go roll over and go back to sleep.
Oh, they're
That's
the
the
best.
dream.
They're the
That's
best.
the dream, guys.
Yumiko, we'd need to meet Hellfire first. Okay. There is a particular energy on this show. I know it sounds stupid, but there is. However, I am not objecting to anybody coming on this show, but we'd like to meet them first. I think that's fair enough, don't you?
That makes sense. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll probably say yes. You're more than welcome, because I find it very, very difficult to say no to anybody. I am so crap.
Only if you want me to flip you off again, Retta.
Please do. And if you could possibly record the call, I'd be incredibly grateful. We could play it next week.
There's a thing where there's a past with that.
Yeah,
we
I
go
get the
to-
feeling there are lots of pasts in your past.
Oh yeah. I've lived a little.
Is that right?
We went to Otakon, an anime convention in Baltimore, and I believe this was Otakon '99.
Otakon. Is this something to do with the smell of the attendees, or?
OTA. It's more like Otaku Con.
Of course, I know
an
exactly what that is, Eddie.
Exactly.
He's
It's
doing
an
it
anime
again.
And she got up very early and said, "Wakey, wakey, Paco." To which I opened one eye,
I like your sister.
did this, and went back to sleep.
Yep, I like your sister. You're gonna, yeah. We'll have to see about
Yeah.
getting her on the show as well.
Let's get her into RPG first.
Yes, let's see how that works.
Jesus. She may disown me after the RPG.
She hasn't disowned you after this show. You're safe. Don't worry. We've done 73 of these bastard things.
Oh my God, has it been 73 already?
Yeah, well, technically 74. This is what I need to mention. We have a special coming out midweek. This is YouTube only. Without going into any details, we were asked to grade last year's Eurovision song entries because there was no Eurovision Song Contest last year because of COVID. We put ourselves through a couple of hours of utter hell listening to these things. And we thought, well, as we're going to be sat here as we normally are like this, sitting there talking, trying to decide things, I'd record it, and then I would put it up as a special show. So that'll be on Wednesday on the YouTube channel. That's Bibble Thruster, spelt like it sounds. And yeah, Eurovision.
That was painful. That was very painful.
Yeah, I did try and make it better for you by giving you the made version of Freaks. You know, that was a good song, and that should have...
The Russians were good.
Yeah,
the
you
Russians
just
were
like...
Azerbaijan. I'm really looking forward to... So it's next week it's on, isn't it? Or is it week
Us
after?
or Dave?
No, I'm talking about the Eurovision Song Contest proper. It's coming.
Oh,
next week.
I don't care.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm watching to see what Azerbaijan pull out of the hat this year alongside Russia.
Right?
I'm going to watch.
Azerbaijan did really well.
Yeah.
I liked them. The last 2 songs of theirs I've heard, it's really good.
Positions are open for 2 new presenters on the Flashing Blade. I've had too many.
Clearly,
over
we're
the-
insane.
Seriously, they're disposable. I've had so many over the years. I wear them out, and that's it. They go, they vanish, they hobble off into some dim, distant future.
Yeah,
Don't believe her, they run.
You've failed to shake us off yet. So, yeah.
Don't believe her, they run away for their own sake.
With rings on their fingers and bells on their toes. I'm
The face
terribly
ain't
sorry,
listening.
folks, but if you need to sort of go back into Blades Parsem and look at our review of the Gunfighters. I don't know which episode it is, and I never put
I've
descriptions
actually
down.
made a playlist of all our past episodes.
What, a YouTube playlist?
YouTube playlist of all our past episodes. If you guys want it, I can post it in chat.
Well,
You
post
can
it in
just
my
send them
chat,
to
and
me.
I'll post it into here because you can't post links.
Well, yeah.
Have you
exactly.
got it in the right order?
Yeah. Oh, I make sure of that.
Remember, folks, the first couple of episodes are a little bit shaky because Brian and I are working out how to work together. We'd not worked together before, and we're working out what we can do, what we can't do, and then a Scotsman turns up. So
Yeah, and I'm all nervous because I'm out of my comfort zone to begin with.
and I'm a little nervous because I don't know how far I can push him. I've discovered I can
And
push
now
him
we know
very,
there are no
very
limits.
far
There's no banks
indeed.
going. Just get behind and go. There is the link to our past shows.
And my first show is kind of like, I'm sitting there thinking, Siobhan Gallishon, I listened to the Flashing Blade, and there's Brian, and it was like, yeah. It took me a couple of weeks to
I've
calm
got.
down.
I do have to ask the inevitable question: did the reality live up to?
Oh, this is saw me through bloody COVID-19 quarantine. This
Don't
is
need
kept me
vaccination.
sane.
You just need the Flashing Blade podcast and Bleach.
yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
Bleach.
double dose. Double dose.
There's Brian's YouTube playlist, which he will update probably tomorrow or tonight's show.
Whenever you upload it, yeah.
Yeah, well, it'll be a bit late by the time.
I've also put a playlist together of our old Marvel game for people.
Do you think that's wise, sir?
I don't know. I got paid the highest compliment a DM could.
Yeah, we basically
the
all turned
twist-
round and said we hated you.
When the twist came and you went, you bastard.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm still living off it. That's what gave me the urge to run this game. So,
Okay, well, Yumika, you sent me a friend thingy me Bobby on Discord. We'll meet up, and I'm sure I'll say yes, but I suppose I've got to do due diligence.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, quite. I'm happy to have a Dalek just sitting there. I mean, we've got Brian.
exterminate,
Yep.
obey, obey. It's actually what I do at work.
Ah, righty ho.
I take over people's computers until they capitulate to my will.
saw that during the week. Yeah,
So
that
the
was-
whole
That was
the whole
beautiful.
petrol shortage, and people filling carrier bags with petrol. Or in one picture that I saw, which wasn't photoshopped, someone using a laundry basket to try and. America, what are you doing?
We're demonstrating Darwinism.
Oh, aren't you just?
It's in real time
The trouble is,
because
we're
those
catching it
people
over
won't
here.
survive.
We're catching it over here. We can't
we
take
can't
it.
help that.
Us, the small. Sorry, I'm quoting Quatermass again.
I'm sorry, we cannot account for Boris.
I don't think anybody can, or at least is willing to.
Yeah, it's the whole, sending a warship to calm down things.
Remember, a man from Jersey had walked out to the end of Elizabeth Castle breakwater and fired a musket at the French fishing fleet. That was hard.
Oh, God bless him. God bless
I
him.
know. He was trying to keep that bastard Napoleon from coming onto English soil.
Listen, I know Jersey's a bit behind the times.
Do you want a guillotine in Piccadilly Square?
How do I put this?
I was quoting Russell Crowe.
Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't have recognised.
Master and Commander, the Far Side
Oh,
of
I
the
have
World.
seen that film. It's a very good film.
Yeah, it was amazing. I love that movie.
Yeah.
I have it on DVD. I might just watch it again.
Oh, that's something I do want us to do at some stage. The Princess Bride.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
that's a film.
Greatest movie ever made.
Okay, so we don't need to do it. You found out our opinions of it.
Yeah.
There we go. Snap review there from the Flashing Blade podcast.
Says we can't focus on a review.
Damn it, there it is. We did it, and we did it
Exactly.
quickly.
Rats of unusual size.
Damn straight. I used to be in a guild called, Rouse. Rodents of unusual size. It was in Eve, online. So there we go.
Think they have a chance?
Huh?
Do you think they have a chance?
I don't know it that well.
It'll take a miracle.
Right, thank you very much. Yes, now I know what.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's-
Chocolate covered. Dear. Are we deliberately stretching this show out?
I think we are.
No, probably.
No, I think we are. No, I don't think. No, we're not doing it deliberately. We do nothing deliberately. Don't be daft.
Yeah, there's no deliberate with the show.
Yeah,
Come on.
stretching the straw out, yes,
Ooh.
deliberately. Don't be silly.
Well, first of all, Yumiko, I can say that Brian is a bottom. And apparently
I'm just lazy.
Dalek doesn't like you.
I'm just lazy.
Oh, trust me, I can give you lots of explanations why. Don't worry, Yumiko.
It's okay. I don't care.
I mean,
Uh,
you've become the butt of all the... You've become the Bob.
apparently,
No, there is only one Bob.
That's
There-
fair.
there's
That is
only
fair.
one
There's
Bob.
only one
Only
Bob.
one Bob.
Yeah. But the thing,
That was
thing I
great,
really
that was
like,
great.
though, is you can give as good as you get. So I'm more than
Oh,
happy
yeah.
with that. More than happy with that. Bit of interaction,
I
bit of
try.
banter. It's good stuff.
And shout out to Bob. Bob's lovely. It was great to meet him a few weeks ago. That was
yes,
fantastic.
that was fantastic.
Oh, I love that show. That was such a fun show. It really
That was.
All right, we're going to go. Don't forget, middle of the week, we're going to put up the Eurovision special on the YouTube channel. This show will be on the YouTube channel in a couple of hours. It needs to transfer over and then process and stick 2 fingers up at the BBC. And yeah, we'll be back next Sunday live here on Twitch. And again, of course, that show will be put on to YouTube. I am currently in the process of trying to get some guests for interviews. I say I'm currently in the process. I haven't actually bothered yet. So,
Standards, no bounds.
and that manipulator has got 3 settings. I'm just saying.
It's like that Field of Dreams. It's like we talk about them, they will come. They will come.
How have we still got 6 viewers when we're sitting here? We've done the show and we're just...
we've got an extra one. Were we not doing it 5 at one point? So somebody's
Yeah,
actually...
somebody's actually joined. Why have you joined? Is there something wrong with you? We want to go home at... All right, we are home. All right, we
are home.
that, but you get the idea.
We've been home for a year. Been over a year.
I'm
What the
currently
hell?
having to train my legs to do walking again. It's been
Oh.
that long.
I bought an exercise machine, for God's sakes.
Oh, you poor fool.
We're now actually managing to get out me and the imaginary wife. And where am I going? Garden centres. Buying plants.
You've
and trees.
become middle-aged. You've become
Oh.
middle-aged.
Garden centres.
You're
Used to
suburban.
talk. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Retta. Boredom.
Oh,
Definitely. See, I picked up her name even though you didn't properly introduce us. Just typical of
Yeah.
you. Just typical.
Oh, Retta,
Hellfire
Yvonne,
Dalek.
Bopey,
Just
I am
put them in my
currently
imaginary
losing
push me now.
friends like there's no tomorrow, so you're welcome to have a new friend in me. There you
she
go.
has slots opening.
Apparently, Yumiko really knows about the 3 settings. I am really praying roundabout now that she has not watched The Curse of Fatal Death, and that is a very innocent comment. That's all I'm saying. Prevert. I'm just saying, preverts. See, it's like fucking Captain Jack. As soon as Brian says anything to anybody, it's stop it.
I was really bad in my younger days.
Oh, you surprised me. Really, were you?
Really?
Wow, that's amazing. I would never have thought it, to be honest.
Yeah, there were the 90s. We'll go with the 90s.
Wasn't really we were really lucky that there was no Twitter in the 80s and 90s.
I'm
God.
terribly sorry. We're not
No
going to
Twitter.
we're not going to read it out loud, but chat's just got very, very silly and funny.
Yes.
Yes.
No Twitter. No cameras on phones. Thank God.
Phones.
Instagram. Thank
You
God,
couldn't
yeah.
take a phone anywhere. It was a cord with a dial.
No, they had cordless phones over here in the 90s. I had a
Well,
girlfriend.
we probably
that-
started to get
obsessed
those, I
with
would
them.
have thought. Yeah.
Yeah,
with a
they
little
were
base
bricks
unit
though,
and-
but you couldn't do anything with them. Oh, thank God you couldn't do anything with them.
I'm terribly sorry. I'm just remembering of a wind-up I did. I used to work in a shop, a little convenience store in Jersey. The lion of the English Channel. Anyway, I used to get bored. And people would come in occasionally and they'd ask for assistance, directions or this, that, and the other. I can be a very nasty wind-up merchant at times. And I can do it with a very straight face. 3 a.m. sushi runs, that's just not natural. Or is this the runs you get at 3 a.m. from eating sushi?
No, this is you want sushi. It's 3 a.m. So you go from one end of town to another, going to all the places that could possibly have sushi to see if they have sushi.
Did you try
At
just looking
3
in the
a.m.
river? They tend to have fish, they're raw.
You don't look in the river in Syracuse. No.
Get yourself a £3 black rib nobbler.
You could get yourself a 3-eye.
Sorry, just
The-
thinking
the-
about
the fish
Liverpudlian
king
fishing.
doesn't like it when the subjects are taken out of the water. He gets pissy.
What was I saying? Hang on, I was saying something. Yeah, I'm telling a story. Shut
Wind
up.
up. Wind up.
And so this guy came in with a brick of a phone, and he couldn't get it working. Now, I don't know if I've tried to keep it rather secret. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it on the show, whether the video show, the Vidiprog, or the old audio show. But I quite like Doctor Who. Yes, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not too bad at improvising. So when somebody comes up to me in a shop and I'm bored and they put their brick of a telephone down, I'm thinking, what a wanker. And he says he can't get it working.
did he reverse the polarity of the neutron?
That was one of the pieces of advice I gave him. That, checking the mercury levels in the fluid links. everything I could dredge up. He got me to write it down. And he walked out happy. Never saw him again.
Yeah, he's probably lost somewhere in the time vortex. Poor guy.
Remind me at some stage. I'll tell you another one of those.
No way, he's at that diner with Sapphire and Steel.
I think you could be right. In fact, I think that diner with Sapphire and Steel is the basis of that painting. What's it, the Avenue of Broken Dreams or whatever? Where you've got the cafe with glass on a corner and just people lonely sitting in... I don't know what it's called.
Oh, I thought you meant the painting where they had all the Cthulhu monsters and stuff all over the place. You've never seen that?
Hang on, 2 seconds. Eddie, what's the quickest answer to get out of this conversation?
It's an ecumenical matter. You can't possibly answer it.
Yes! Oh, he stopped the
Excellent.
conversation himself now.
There you go.
No, he's
Works.
looking. He's doing internet things.
I think we're going to go now. We're nearly 2.5 hours in.
Yeah, I think when Brian's
Yeah.
doing the internet things, it's time
Now
to-
we've lost his attention. It's,
There we go.
Yeah,
Found
I
it.
needed tonight because I've been in a really bad place this week. So I'm very grateful to you two, and I'm very grateful to our audience. Thank you very much. Right. So
we have an audience. I mean, that's
we have an
we've got
audience.
an
I am
audience.
grateful that the audience is here. Really. No, seriously.
This
it's
is a direct result of Brexit. That's what it
Mm-hmm.
is. We'll let Nigel Farage know he can spout off about it as much as he wants. Possibly. Maybe.
I am really, really thankful for every single one in our audience that takes time out to come in and watch us do our shenanigans.
As we do.
Right, we're considering at least two of the 4 viewers we've got are you two. You're essentially just thanking yourself.
Brian, thank you. Seriously, Brian,
Th-
I
Eddie,
really...
Give yourself a
thank
pat
you
on
for
the
being
back.
a viewer. We can't ask for someone better. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh dear. What do you want to do now then?
I was
I'm
going
gonna go to sleep. I've got an early working rise again. First meeting tomorrow is at 8 o'clock in the morning, so yeah.
You'll notice that they took my question seriously and decided to tell me what they were going to do after the show, whereas I was just thinking, are we going to do anything more with the show or, whatever. But no, we're going because they need to have sleep.
Sleep and food. And food.
food. I'm.
I
food,
ate
sleep.
before I came here.
Oh.
Cheese and egg burger and chips. However, I've developed a fondness for Pink Lady apples. They are incredibly juicy.
That's
Nice.
what I've got them downstairs. That's
Got some
the
waiting for me.
household favourite apple.
Yeah.
They're nice.
Yeah. Right
Not
then.
what I'm gonna eat. I'll figure something out.
What do I need to do? I need to go off and watch that Delia Derbyshire documentary on the BBC
I'm
iPlayer.
gonna watch.
If
I'm
you
gonna watch
can
it
see
tomorrow.
it, please watch it. It's well, I'm hoping it's well worth it. I've not seen it yet. And
I'm gonna
also,
watch that new Angelina Jolie movie.
fair enough. And also, Eddie mentioned it this time with Alan Partridge, I think it was called.
Yeah. Matt Smith is
This
fantastic.
Friday, just gone. This episode because Matt Smith's in it. There we go.
Yeah, watch. Just go on to the bit where it's the interview with the Guardian journalist, and then you can turn it off after it because the rest is nuts. I'm not a big Alan Partridge fan.
It's certainly on the BBC iPlayer.
The Angelina Jolie movie is on HBO Go. It came out Friday.
So you can find Mount movies
I
about
can read
about
mine.
Angelina Jolie, but Sir John Mills, forget it.
Who?
Bernard.
Oh, I did that just for the reaction. Thank you. Oh, I'm basking. Hang on. Leave it up. I gotta get some color going. We're
He's
going into something.
regenerating at the bottom.
Oh, hang on. Leave it up.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
You have been watching the Flushing Bloke podcast with Eddie McKenna, Brian Unpronounceable Name, and me, Siobhan Galichon. No copyright infringement is intended, and something, John Levine. So there's that. Wait for the goat, you'll like it. See? Said you'd like it.